so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are back. We are live. We've been gone for a week, sort of, but not really. We'll get into it. Welcome, boys and girls, to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, episode number 141. I think. That's what Tanner wrote, so I don't know if it's true.
I think it's true, because at first I wrote 142, and then I was like, wait a second. We didn't have an episode Saturday, so it should be right. We'll see.
We'll see, indeed.
It's your fault, though, if it's wrong.
Got it. Welcome to the show. Today, we are starting early, as some of you who are here may be able to tell. This was in the schedule, by the way, so if you're late, it's your fault. Twitter.com at the Dropshot Pod, dude. That simple. Pin tweet, got the schedule. We're starting early today. Now, why would we ever start early?
I don't know.
Because we want to? Of course not. I had to eat quickly, right? I had to eat my dinner quickly, and I can't stand doing that. I hate it.
That's hard for you to do.
It's virtually impossible, really. And I did it for you guys. And the reason I did that is, of course, because season 4 is coming out, is going live tonight at 9 o'clock Pacific time, which is 2 hours and 36 minutes from now. Now, why did we think we needed this much time? Don't really know, and we won't need that much time. But we started early just in case. Anyways, so welcome to the show. We were gone Saturday, obviously. We'll get into that in a little bit. But first, welcome to our new gold patron, Spartan 3187. Change it. James M. Young Mr. Radon of Team EXE fame. Let's go. And I believe that's the first Team EXE patron we've gotten. Is that correct, Tanner?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Radon, dude. Friend of the pod. Getting with the program. Pun intended. And Kyle S. Boys, thank you. Our new fucking gold patrons. Also, Mop. Change it, please. Please. Our new platinum patron.
I like it.
I don't. Got
it.
Thanks for joining the Patreon. Much appreciated, but change your name. But thank you very much, dude. Appreciated. Chris K at Damascus, along with B fucking 7. Real king shit right there, dude. Absolute king shit. Also, Ty S in anal retentive behavior, changing his pledge from 27 Canadian Monopoly notes to 30 Canadian Monopoly notes per month. Let's go.
I told you, dude, that their taxes are going up. They're not upping their pledge. Their government is.
You think that's possible? It's possible.
No, I'm just kidding.
Canada's a developing country. It's that simple. Their economy is in flux. Their currency is extremely volatile. And Dogecoin would frankly be more stable. Now, boys and girls, thank you for joining the Patreon. Patreon.com/the Dropshot. It's the best way to support the program. And we have a bunch of shit we offer. Bonus EPs, weekly hangouts, gameplay breakdowns, call-ins, etc. Patreon.com/the Dropshot. Also, we have an annual option for a discount. Some of you took us up on that. Saved yourself some scratch. Dave Downey Jr. Change it. Get a legal name change. Our new annual gold patron, along with Gadget. Let's go, dude. Boys, welcome aboard. Saving some money. getting involved, getting active, as they say. Let's get active. Let's get kinetic.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. So, boys, joining the annual gold patrons, thank you very much. And the biggest king of the evening, Zippiest. Which I want to hate, but I don't. It's interesting. I want to hate it, but I don't.
It's awful.
Okay. It's a weird one. But our new annual fucking Damascus patron, huge! Zippius, thank you very much. Brother, I appreciate it. All of you guys, supporters, much love, much appreciation. Thank you very kindly. Patreon.com/the Dropshot. Now, why didn't we have an episode on Saturday? Some of you may be wondering. You may be confused. You may be in a blender. You might think your Spotify, Stitcher, or Google Play, or wherever you listen to podcasts, app is broken. It's not.
Well, probably still is.
Maybe, perhaps it is, especially if you're on an iPhone. So that's not what happened in this case, though. On Saturday, in lieu of an episode, we had our very first, in fact, Warzone fucking tournament. We had a Dropshot Invitational. We had a lot of entries. In fact, I think we had 20 teams competing in Verdansk Mini Royale, best 3 games of 6 games for money and, more importantly, PF Chang's gift cards. And that is what we did on Saturday. And Tanner, you were there for the event, somewhat surprisingly. What were your thoughts on Saturday?
Somewhat surprisingly. Wow. Crazy. I thought it went great. It went very well. It was a lot of fun. Very few technical issues. Actually, none, I don't think. I don't think we had a single hiccup. Not an issue. Goated did a great job forming the lobbies. Everyone did a great job jumping in there as quickly as they could. Didn't have any issues with that. Everyone's streams worked fine. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Just a solid day, dude. It makes us want to do a lot more of these for sure.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. And Tanner and I have sort of been mulling some ideas over behind the scenes. But the tournament went exceptionally well. A lot of people watched live, shockingly. We had like 120 or something people watching live, in fact, which might be a record for the program. Certainly close, which was really cool. I was surprised by that turnout. And I was also surprised at the turnout of participants. Because when we did the gunfight tournament, we had way fewer people interested. Which kind of makes sense, because more people play Warzone than play gunfight, obviously. So that was not terribly surprising, but the degree to which there were far more participants this time was fairly surprising. But it made it a lot of fun, dude. It made it a lot of fun. We really enjoyed doing it. Goated did a great job. The competitors obviously did 1 through 20th in terms of good jobs. And it went really well. So that video will be up on the YouTube shortly. I'm in the process of editing it. It's being worked on. Unsurprisingly, it's going to take a little longer to edit than like a normal episode. I can't like catch where breaks are. I have to actually basically just listen to the whole thing or most of it. So I'm in the middle of doing that, but that'll be up pretty shortly, probably this week. And then you guys can catch that whole thing on YouTube. This obviously won't be going on the podcast feeds because it's a fucking tournament and it would be dumb to just listen only. So we will have that on the YouTube in the special events playlist. I will be sure to tell you guys once it's up. But for those of you who only listen to the podcast, consider giving it a fucking little view. You can find it on the YouTube.
Little view?
Go to thedropshot.com. We have the YouTube link there. But yeah, it was really fun. And congratulations again to our team winners. Gift Curse, Rizzle Music, and Radon. Huge turnout. They were expected to win, by the way.
Yeah, That's what everyone expected. I thought somebody else would come on top, but whatever. It is what it is. Get shit on everyone, I guess.
Yeah, it is what it is indeed. I wouldn't have been surprised if they won, but I wouldn't have been surprised if they didn't either. It was actually quite competitive, and they only won
close.
by 2 points. So they had like 46 points, and second place had 44. So it was a close tournament. The teams, I think, were fairly well balanced, and that's just another thing GOAT did pretty well. So we can, hone in on that for the next one. But all in all, very good event. That's why we weren't live on Saturday, or that's why we didn't have an episode rather on Saturday, and that'll be on the YouTube shortly. So other than that, I have no more announcements, but I did write something else down that I thought you might want to take a moment on. Tanner, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh boy, I don't know how long of a moment I want to take on this, but yeah, we can mention it. Sure.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
You've been okay, cool. Anything else?
What?
It's your thing. Thought you'd want to talk about it.
I'm over it.
Cool.
Everyone just go follow our TikTok and you can see all the angry comments on the kilo.
Yeah. So we
at the Dropshot podcast.
We have a TikTok at the Dropshot podcast. Hash has been making clips for the TikTok. We finally got some videos to do numbers, dude.
Yeah.
Couple thousand, tens of thousands. What are we
70.
at, like 80, 70,000 views on a clip of the podcast, actually, where we're talking about how bad the kilo is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did a part 2, and it got just as much traction, and people absolutely mauling in the comments, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just mauling in the comments, which is really fantastic, because what's funny about social media and shit is people will comment mean things on something you like post or some video you make, right? And they're doing it so that they can like do harm to you. But the algorithm likes comments. So the more you tell me I'm a dumb bitch, the better it is for me, dude. And that's why those videos have fucking 70,000 views when our whatever quickscope videos have fucking 70. Period.
They're at 70 and 76,000 each.
Right. So those have been hilarious. If you guys are on TikTok, give us a follow at the Dropshot podcast. Also, look at the fucking comments in both of the Kilo videos. They are very funny.
Oh, there's hundreds of you can spend 3 hours looking through the comments and just die laughing like we were. I mean, people just arguing back and forth. People from our community and they're arguing back and forth with him. It was hilarious. I mean, people calling us neck beards, making fun of our facial hair. So here's what happens. We say a gun isn't good in Warzone. We try to say, hey, use a different gun because there's a lot of better ARs. They think we're just telling them they're a dumb piece of shit and we want to pummel their face in the dirt or something. I don't get it. And then they start personally attacking us, making fun of our facial hair, telling us to get jobs. It's hilarious, really. And meanwhile, they're throwing all these dumb comments out there, and I'm just liking all of them and screenshotting them and sending them to our friends and shit and just dying over it. And they just keep doing it, and we just keep getting more views. So get scammed, TikTok. You guys are fucking actually stupid. Thanks for the analytics.
Thank you for the analytics, indeed. Yeah.
There were some really, really funny comments on there, like really funny.
Yeah, there were some good ones for sure. But I was telling Tanner, I was like, dude, why are these people so upset? Like, because it's not like we were saying, I specifically, this is actually true. It's not like we were saying, if you use the Kilo, you're a bad player. It's not ever what we said or even implied. We said the Kilo is a bad gun. Why would anyone feel emotionally invested or harmed by that statement? It's a shit gun. You can use another one. It's not like you were born a Kilo user and you're incapable of using other guns.
It's weird. Yeah.
So why are you getting so butthurt about this? Very odd to me. Very odd to me.
It is actually like, it's like, what is wrong in these kids' brain that they take it this way? It's weird. I don't know. But hey, it worked out great for us. But yeah,
Worked
there were a
out
lot
excellent.
of
mental illness helps us once again. Yeah.
You want to read a couple of these top comments we had, a couple of our personal favorites, or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is probably our most favorite. I don't know. Somehow this guy turned this into it all turned into K-Bam versus controller too, by the way. I don't know how that happened. We never mentioned anything about that on either video. This dude comments, anyone who thinks aim assist is overpowered, let me ask you when the last time you tried to open a file on your computer and missed over and over. Never. Holy shit. This guy legitimately is comparing gaming on a mouse. He's saying it's the same as clicking on a file on your computer. Holy shit. These are the people that comment on TikTok videos.
Exactly.
That's their IQ. That is their average IQ right there. Crazy.
Actually. Yep.
I mean,
it's
insane.
so outrageous that you can't tell if he's trolling or not. Like, that's such a dumb take that I'm like, I'm actually not sure if that person's trolling or not. Like, it's a genius troll if it is.
I know.
It's so stupid that I almost don't believe he's being legit, but maybe. You know?
Yeah.
God, it's such a dumb thing to say. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some there's some cringe comments. You got 1,900 followers talking about on TikTok. Give up, get a job. Are pedo beards required for 36-year-old failed streamers? It's so weird. Hilarious, dude. They're so funny.
It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, go ahead.
Because we said a gun wasn't good, and then all the comments are like, "Why are you telling people what gun to use?" It's like, what? I'm just saying use we're literally trying to help people and just say use a different gun because there's a lot of better assault rifles out there. Use different assault rifles. You know, it's like what? And then they get so butthurt over it, dude. It is weird. Very weird.
It's like their personal identity is tied to using a kilo.
I know. Yeah.
Like it's a part of them.
But
very
ever
strange.
Since we got all those awful, stupid, hilarious comments, I started reading through more comments on other people's TikTok videos. Like, you go to any COD TikToker, the comments are fucking so dumb. Like, they think every single person is cheating. It's because, like, the average person on TikTok, in their defense, is like literally like 13 or 14 years old and plays on a console and has never like seen somebody like some K-Bam player with like actual like raw talent that's just really, really good. And they just automatically think these people are cheating. Like, any good clip, you're like, dude, it's so obvious you're cheating. And they're dead serious, bro.
Yeah.
TikTok has the lowest IQ of every social media app out there by a mile. People have the lowest IQ on there, and they're also, of course, like all 10 years old.
Yeah, that's probably why. Their little child brains are just not done growing.
Yeah.
And it shows. And it shows.
It shows, yeah.
It shows in those comments, but they're fucking excellent. So
they're hilarious. Thanks for the analytics, you stupid fucks.
So, yeah, thanks, kids, for the analytics. And if you guys want to really hurt our feelings, go to the TikTok, comment on every video telling us how dumb we are or whatever the fuck you want to say, dude. And just keep giving us those views, dude. We are here for it. We love it. The irony, the sweet, sweet irony of someone getting mad, trying to insult us, don't care.
Yeah.
And then also helping us, just not harming us at all. It's so great. I love the
It's like YouTube videos. The best thing you can do if you despise some YouTuber, don't click on their video. Don't go on there and dislike it. You just don't do anything. That's the best thing you can do. And that's what these kids don't realize is they just start commenting and bashing. It's like, thanks, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
It's just fucking fantastic. So if you guys want a good laugh, go check out any TikTok comments, honestly, but you could start with those as well. So anyway, just thought we would mention that. Tournament went well. It'll be up soon. A little scant on the announcements here because we big day today with season 4. Didn't put too much thought into the announcements because a lot of it went into the notes and preparing for tonight. So, Tanner, anything else you want to mention, add?
No.
All right. If you're listening for the jingle, boys, girls, and other peoples. Here it is. Motherfuckers, welcome to the show. We got an ep to do today about season fucking 4. So that's what we're gonna do. We're starting with playlist updates. These things will be live. Everything we're gonna talk about as far as patches are concerned will be at 9 o'clock Pacific time on the 16th. So by the time, if you're listening on an app, this is all live already. If you're here live, it'll be live in 2 hours and 18 minutes. So keep that in mind. Featured playlists. Hijacked 24/7. We'll get into it. This is for Cold War, of course. Multi-team sat link. Some party games. Face-off 6s. Ooh, cranked hardpoint. Interesting. 12v12 mosh pit, which now includes 12v12 cranked hardpoint, which is very interesting.
Let's go. Yeah, very that's awesome. Interesting.
So cranked hardpoint is just the renamed version of that other mode that we were talking about.
Yeah, die hardpoint.
Die hardpoint, yes. Cranked hardpoint is die hardpoint. It's just a different name now. And it's also in 12s, which is very interesting. Nuketown 24/7, gunfight blueprints, and multi-team elimination. So cranked hardpoint is, as I said, it's the same shit as the die hardpoint thing. And yeah, they went over the rules again, but nothing really needs to be said there. And then also in hardcore, they're adding hardpoint. Just regular hardpoint, which I find odd. I mean, there's no game mode worse that I can think of than hardcore hardpoint.
Wait, was that not a mode before? I've never played hardcore in Cold War. Really?
Yeah, because if you're playing hardcore and like everyone's on a point, it's like everyone's just going to be spamming rockets and just murdering everyone and all their teammates.
Yeah, imagine getting like a napalm or something on hardcore hardpoint. You would actually kill the entire lobby and probably yourself too.
Yeah, in game, of course.
Yeah, well, if you play hardcore, maybe outside as well.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of interesting. If you're going for dark matter, you should be playing hardcore hardpoint for a lot of your camos, especially the launcher ones. Just use engineer so you can destroy trophies once they're gone. Lob rockets into a fucking hardpoint and get 8 kills.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great tip, actually. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's really good. Maybe I'll go for dark matter.
You won't. You don't have the moxie.
I don't care.
You don't have the moxie. You don't have the
I've never cared less. I've never cared less about a mastery camouflage in Call of Duty ever.
Cap.
Cool.
Cap.
Got it.
Tanner's never cared less for the dark matter camo, which I have, and he doesn't. Stop the cap. Also, double XP and double weapon XP will be live in Cold War and Warzone this weekend, starting the 18th at 10 a.m. and ending the 21st at 10 a.m. So we're going to get a lot of new guns, capitalize on that, get those max level during the double weapon XP weekend this weekend. All right, now on to patch notes. First of all, we got a roadmap, which I'm going to pull up on your screens here. As you can see, it's a fucking roadmap for season 4.
Let's take a look at the roadmap, yeah.
Let's take a little fucking gander, dude.
Oh, now, yeah, that's a roadmap.
It's a roadmap, all right. Sheesh. Now, many of these things I think we're going to be talking about in the rest of this episode, but this kind of just gives you a look at some of the stuff. I think we're going to be talking about actually all of these things. Yeah, we are. So anyway, the roadmap's out. It looks like that. But we're going to get into more details on all of this stuff. Just thought I would include that. And now we're going to get on to Cold War Season 4. So we got the patch notes for Cold War already. We do not have the Warzone patch notes yet for Season 4, but a lot of this roadmap and Cold War notes have Warzone shit in them. So we're going to just discuss all of this at once. As always, we're only going to be talking about things we find meaningful or important. Like with every new season, that means a lot. A lot of things are going to be worth talking about with these notes. So we're not talking about everything, but we're probably talking about most of the new shit. Or most of the things in these notes, rather. So, first of all, again, going live at 9 Pacific tonight, the 16th. Groundfall is also going to be added to the game. It's going to be like the Finding Adler shit. Like the little intel thing. I've never done this. I'm not going to do this one. But some people seem to like it. You have to, like, I don't know, land ATC, do a circle 3 times, get a no scope, and then like kill yourself with a gas grenade, and then you get like a weapon charm.
Yeah,
or something
dumb
like that. So there's going to be a new intel thing. Groundfall is what it's called. Now onto some more interesting items here. We're getting some new guns. 5 new guns, in fact, sort of. I would say 1, 2. I would say 4 new guns. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 new guns. And here's what they are. So first one, MG82. It is a light machine gun. This will be live at launch at 9 o'clock. Here's the description. Full auto, light machine gun. Highest fire rate in class with improved aiming speed. Moderate recoil and damage with increased ammo capacity. And you can get this free for Cold War and Warzone at tier 15 of the Battle Pass. Tanner, what are your thoughts on the MG82? I've never heard of this. Is this a gun that's been in Call of Duty before?
So I'm looking at the roadmap trying to figure that out too. I don't know if it's been in a previous game before, because it's an LMG. I usually don't pay attention to them, but it looks like just a different variant of an MG34.
Okay.
Looks very similar to that based on the roadmap. So if we're going off of that, and this has a higher fire rate, Jesus Christ. So, I mean, this probably will just end up being similar to the MG34 in that sense. So it'll probably blow through ammo really, really quick. And then it'll take forever to reload. But it says it has improved aiming speed, which the MG34 does not have that.
True.
So that's interesting, but improved aiming speed. I wonder if they're kind of trying to hint at like using this as like a close range gun, high fire rate and improved aiming speed. I don't know, but again, it's like they're not going to make the mobility that high at the end of the day because it's an LMG. So this will probably be a useless gun.
That's
if
what
I
it seems
guess.
like. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound very promising at all.
I agree. Yeah. So high fire rate. I mean, yeah, MG34 is real quick. And improved aiming speed, I think what they probably mean is improved aiming speed relative to other LMGs, which is still not going to be fast.
Yeah, exactly.
So, still something interesting worth considering. And by the way, if it has increased ammo capacity relative to LMGs, it's going to handle fucking slow. I don't know how fast it's going to ADS. It might be fine, but you're not going to have fast movement. You're not going to have fast strafe speed, sprint out time, whatever, or reload speed, like Tanner said. So this is not going to be practical probably in Warzone. However, in Cold War, it's going to be fucking insane because it's an LMG in Cold War, and that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
You could the patch note could have read, "We're adding an LMG to Cold War," and I could tell you off of that alone, it's going to be disgusting. In Cold War.
It's going to be busted
it's
in Cold War.
It's going to be just fucking insane. So this is going to be really good in Cold War, but in Warzone, I think it's going to be like every other LMG in Warzone. Like, there's good ones, you can use them, they do a fuck ton of damage, but they just don't seem very practical.
Yeah, Stoner, PKM, Bruin, guns like that. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's either just like a gun that moves a little bit slower around the map than an assault rifle, and holds a little bit more ammo, but then takes way longer to reload. So it's like I'd usually rather have a gun that has 25 less bullets, but will reload in 20% of the time than an LMG reloads.
Exactly.
I don't know. They're kind of useless in my opinion. They're not bad in terms of time to kill, but for how you use them, I personally find most of them pretty useless.
Yeah, exactly. So. God, gotta stay hydrated in this heat.
Yeah, that's a good sip of water I just had, dude. Jesus, nice and cold.
I've been putting ice in my water.
Courtesy
That's how
of Yeti.
hot it's gotten.
Looking for sponsors, Yeti.
Looking for sponsors. See, we have a Dropshot sticker. You could just fucking engrave that on a Yeti. We'll sell it.
You could.
We
could actually, yeah.
We can talk about a brand deal. Yeti, DM us. We'll consider it.
You do everything for free. We sell them and make money.
Okay, yeah, that's ideal. Also, C58 assault rifle at launch. Let me pull up, you know what, the roadmap again so I can take a look at these two. So the description of this, that we're also getting this AR at launch. Full auto assault rifle, cool. High damage at close range with a slower fire rate. Okay. Fast bullet velocity and reliable recoil control with less ammo capacity. What does that sound like to you?
A SCAR. Is that what you're thinking? That's what it sounds like to me as a SCAR.
I was thinking of an AS Val.
What? That is AS Val has an extremely high fire rate.
True.
This gun will come standard with a 20 round magazine, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll pretty much be Cold War SCAR. High damage at close with a slow fire rate, fast bullet velocity, reliable recoil control. The SCAR doesn't have great recoil control. Less ammo capacity, yeah. So right away, this probably won't be a good gun in Warzone again. Even if it does a lot of damage, if it's fully auto and even with extended mags, I'm going to guess a 30 round mag, 40 at the absolute most, but I kind of doubt it. This probably won't be very good. This is based on there was a gun in Call of Duty 4 called the G3. In COD 4, though, it was only semi-auto, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't use it a whole lot, but it wasn't fully auto. So this is kind of another variant of that. But this sounds like a Cold War SCAR to me.
Yeah. And if you look at it on the roadmap, it's exactly what it looks like, too.
Yeah,
it looks like about a 20 round mag. Yeah. 7.62.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be 20 and then extended will probably be 30 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it doesn't have a bigger mag than 30, this gun's not going to be good.
Yeah. Yep.
It'll be good, but it'll get outplayed by everything because of your ammo count. And because of a slow fire rate. You don't want a slow fire rate in Warzone.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing that's interesting, though, is if it is a Cold War SCAR, Cold War attachments for assault rifles are arguably better than MW attachments for assault rifles.
Yeah.
So if you could take the MW SCAR, which is unusable in Warzone, but instead give it Cold War attachments, that might be what a C58 is. And then maybe it'll be better than a SCAR. I think it will be better than a SCAR, but I think
I'm sure it'll be better than a SCAR because a SCAR is one of the worst ARs you could use. Yeah,
true. Yeah, I guess it's not saying that much, but yeah, I think I agree with you. This will also not be good in Warzone because of slow fire rate. The tick rate for the server is 0.3, so if you get a ghost bullet, you're just fucked. With slow fire rate, which is cringe, Activision fix your game. However, in Cold War, this thing might be good, but probably not also. I actually just don't think this is going to be a good gun, to be honest.
It would be weird, though, for them. Okay, what was the Battle Pass gun last season? Shit, why can I not think of what the main Battle Pass gun was?
The Swiss?
The Swiss was one.
And the PPSH?
PPSH. Did we not have an AR last season? The Battle Pass? Guess not.
No, I don't think so.
Huh. Because I'm just thinking, I would find it odd them to put in all of these guns and two of them right off the rip not be good. That's kind of what I'm wondering too. But Jake made a good point actually. The Cold War guns they do have more magazine attachments than MW guns. So maybe it'll have something bigger, but What I'm expecting is if there's nothing over 30, the gun's going to be chalked right away. If it has like a 40 round mag and it does a lot of damage, maybe it'd be okay.
Yeah.
But if there's nothing bigger than 30, it's not going to be usable in Warzone.
And it also depends on, there's a lot of questions here. It also depends on how slow the fire rate is. Like, how slow are we talking? Like, are we talking?
I'm thinking
500 RPM, 450? Yeah. Like, I think under 500, this is going to be like kind of cap. But maybe it's just so chunky that it's like worth it. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how this performs in Warzone. As far as Cold War goes, I can't see this being good. Yeah. Because an AR that has high damage at close range, who cares? Use any SMG. Get one bursted by a KSP. Like, what are we talking about?
I know.
Like, close range with an AR is just kind of cringe. So we'll see. Exactly. But I am very curious to see how that goes. And that'll be in the tiers as well. At launch, or on launch, at tier 31 of the Battle Pass. So keep that in mind. This next one makes me, frankly, upset, but we'll talk about it. And this will be the third and final gun that is at launch of the new season, and then we'll have one more, in the middle of the season. So this one coming at launch is the Nail Gun. Special / SMG. Okay. Time to get to work. Change it. Jesus Christ. With this fully automatic nail gun. A 1980s
I like it, dude.
Precursor to the variant seen in the futuristic Black Ops 3. This slow firing, highly mobile power tool uses compressed air to launch fast moving projectiles that deal high damage at close range. You know what this reminds me of? Stingray from BO4. Was it called a Stingray?
I cannot think of what's Stingray.
I think it was called a Stingray. It
sounds familiar.
And it had the flesh it rounds.
I can't think of what it looks like.
Oh God, was it called a Stingray?
Stingray's a gun, but is that what you're talking about?
Let me look it up. I have to find this. Chat, there was a gun in BO4. It was a DLC gun. It was attack rifle, so it fired bursts.
Then that's it, I think.
Let me look for it.
It is, yeah. That's got to be it.
And you had to get like the long barrel attachment. Yeah, the Stingray, S6 Stingray. Yep. And it had an operator mod called Flesh It Rounds, where they would explode, and you could actually burst one person and get like a triple kill from the explosion.
Oh yeah.
And then they like nerfed the fuck out of it, so then it was like decent. But
yeah, it was busted for a couple weeks or something, huh?
Yeah. But what was unique about it was that it didn't fire bullets. Technically, it fired projectiles. So like you had to like lead shots even in multiplayer. That's what this nail gun shit reminds me of. Yeah.
Nail gun may be kind of fun though, actually. So that sounds fun to use.
Yeah, so this slow-firing, highly mobile power tool uses compressed air to launch fast-moving projectiles that deal high damage at close range. Expect to put a nail or three in your what are we doing? In your competition's coffin after 3 successful hits within a few meters in multiplayer, or more if the engagement stretches out to distances where you may need to lead shots for success. What are your thoughts on the nail gun in Cold War and Warzone?
It sounds really stupid, but kind of fun to use. It almost sounds... No. I was going to say maybe it's a counter to shotguns, but it won't be, actually.
No chance, yeah. Stop the cap.
After 3 successful hits within a few meters in multiplayer. So what is that going to be in Warzone? 6 shots up close with a nail gun? I guess it depends how fast it gets out the shots.
6 shots is a perfectly
good. And it's
good
slow firing?
Oh,
yeah, but for something that's going to have a bullet velocity of 100, it won't be. Oh, this is going to be dog shit, yeah. This will probably be fun to use in Cold War, but it'll be a waste of anything in Warzone. Maybe it'll be busted on launch, though. Yeah. And it'll be a 1 nail down on people, dude.
What if it has
one
a
nail on their toe? Oh, Yeah.
It won't, but
Yeah. Hey, maybe, dude.
yeah, they could fuck it up and do that. Yeah, for sure.
Where's
but
the air coming from? They need an air tank. That's what I'm wondering. I mean,
it's going to be on your
what are we
back,
doing
and if
here?
you get shot, you just blow up.
Yeah.
You just explode. Yeah. So, yeah. If this was fast firing, this would be like interesting to talk about for Warzone. But if it is actually slow firing, then yeah, this is going to be retarded.
Yeah, you can fire nail guns pretty fast though, too, dude. So this should be faster firing than that.
What is who thought, let's add there's not enough real life guns on Earth. Let's add a nail gun. What are we doing?
Because it was in BO3.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't,
As you said last time, it seems like Treyarch is just giving up, right? I mean,
yeah, what are we doing?
that's the definition of giving up, adding a nail gun to a video game that fires actual nails.
Yeah.
Fucking framing nails over here.
True. So in Cold War, this might be fine because velocity doesn't really matter for an SMG that much in general.
Breaking news, Warzone patch notes are out.
Okay. Got it.
I'll link them.
Okay. But in Warzone, this will almost certainly be dog shit unless the fact that it's highly mobile makes it super mobile. Like dummy mobile. That's possible to where you have like Cali stick movement and like insane ADS strafe speed. That might make it worth using because then you can actually have a bunch of outplay potential even if the time to kill isn't amazing. I strongly doubt that that's going to happen, but it is possible. But other than that, I don't see this being good. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
So, anyway, that dumb shit is coming. And then in season, we have another SMG called the OTS-9, boasting great stopping power and a phenomenal rate of fire. The OTS-9 is hindered only by its low magazine capacity of 20 rounds. Interesting. Those who control its recoil will find it can work well in individual engagements, and with available magazine attachments, it holds its own in squad fights. This is giving me Spitfire vibes.
Spitfire vibes, huh? Okay.
Very
I'm thinking
high fire rate.
Fennec.
Well, the Fennec's dog shit. That's the difference.
I will say, out of all of the weapons so far, this actually sounds like it has a chance to be the best. Because they say right there, with available magazine attachments, it holds its own in squad fights. I'm guessing a 40 or 50 round drum magazine is what it will come with.
Yeah.
So a quick moving SMG with a high fire rate. A lot of recoil is what it's saying, though. So maybe this will be a high-powered, close-range SMG and like kind of take away the throne from like the Cold War MP5 or something as the best time to kill up close, something like that, you know?
Yeah.
With a lot of recoil, but a lot of damage.
Yeah. Yep.
That sounds fun to use. I'm
This
excited
does
for that
sound
one.
fun to use. This reminds me almost exactly of a Spitfire from BO4. Because that's exactly what a Spitfire was. It had good damage, insane fire rate, and a lot of recoil relative to every other gun in BO4. But like if you controlled it, that thing fucking ripped, dude. That was the #1 sweaty gun. When some nerd wanted to be a real tryhard, they would bust out the Spitfire. Or like the FMJ2 Cordite, which is what I would do to be a child. But yeah, Spitfire. That's what this reminds me of. This definitely, I agree with you, has a chance. Depending on the magazine size, I think, mainly, this might be like a new meta SMG. I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll probably get this for Season 4 Reloaded. Unfortunately, we're not getting it today, because I would really like to try this. But we will have it soon. So that's something, which is interesting. So... and then also we're getting a mace, which is a melee weapon, and I don't care. So, cool. How many melee weapons do we need, guys? Hold on one second.
Yeah, melee weapons are melee weapons. By the way, after scrolling through these Warzone patch notes quickly, these sound fucking good.
Really?
There are some surprising changes in here. I can't wait to get to this.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, moving on with the notes we've gotten here. Collateral 12v12 and Collateral Strike 6v6 is coming at launch. That's one of the new maps. It's called Collateral. And it's going to have the Strike variant right away in the game, which is cool. Amsterdam is another new map coming. 2v2 and 3v3. Don't care. And these will all be in at launch, by the way. Rush 6v6. No, okay, except this one. Rush 6v6 will be coming later in the season. Apparently, this is a BO2. This is a BO2 map. And it's like a paintball map or something. I don't remember this map at all. Do you?
I remember playing it, but I wasn't sure which COD it was from. But I'm pretty sure it was from like a BO2. I think it was a DLC map.
I think it must have been.
But I don't know if I've played it or not. But I saw the image of it and I immediately like had memories of that map. So either I'm just thinking of another map or another game that was also a paintball field, because paintball field is a paintball field. What are they called? Fields? I don't know. Paintball course? Field, probably? Paintball arena, maybe? We'll go with that. Stay mad.
It's a paintball coliseum. That's what it's called.
Paintball coliseum. This looks really fun. I'm excited for that map. They're adding some great sixes maps in, dude.
True.
Cold War would have been an immediate 2 points up on the scale of 10 for me if these were all in the game at launch, because holy shit, we had nothing. We had fucking satellite, right?
Yeah. I'm excited to see Collateral. A new 12s map. That's going to be very interesting. We haven't gotten one of those ever. So this will be the first new 12s map. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And then last but certainly not least, speaking of new maps that are remakes, which is the only maps we should ever get. Hijack 6v6. Hijacked was rumored to be coming to the video game. Hijacked is in fact coming to the video game in 1 hour and 52 minutes. And that'll be fun and exciting to play, I think. Tanner, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm very excited for that, yeah. Hijacked was always a great map, classic map. I'm excited to get into it on Cold War for sure.
Yeah. Yep. I think it'll play pretty well in Cold War too.
Yeah. Another classic Treyarch 3-lane map, yep.
Yeah.
Great map design.
Agreed.
Good flow. It'll be fun.
I actually think this is going to be more fun than I had thought, because there aren't really many spots like long sight lines at all. Like the longest ones are at mid when you're the top of the one fucking... I'm not a boater. What a sailor. I'm not a fucking sailor, so I don't know what it's called. What is it, a cabin? You go upstairs in the cabin on the deck?
Stay mad, sailors. Yeah, I don't know.
On the second deck? Anyway, whatever. At the middle of the map, there's like two like decks on each side that you can go to the top of. Those are like the longest sight lines I can think of. And you can easily use an AR or even a sub at those ranges. So Hijacked will be good because it'll be a map where you can actually use an SMG or an AR and not get just fucking raped by LMGs and snipers the whole game. You still will, but you'll be able to actually put up a fight now. And Hijacked is, of course, a great map, so that'll be very cool. Next, multi-team Satlink, which is a new multi-team game mode. If you liked multi-team elimination, wait till you get a load of Satlink. I don't know. No one likes multi-team elimination. Here's the description. Power up and keep your satellite online for as long as possible to gain points in the latest mode for 10 quads across a variety of locales in the Ural Mountains. Upon reaching the Satlink marked on your map, your squad will power it up. It will then unfold and start uploading crucial data to the satellites still in orbit. Before you reach a site, search for item crates that may contain powerful score streaks or other items to help you wipe other squads also tasked with transferring classified intel. Sounds sort of like headquarters. And then the team that reaches score limit first achieves victory. So it's still multi-team. You still have to do the looting and all that dumb shit. You do, however, drop in with a loadout. And it seems again like it's sort of like headquarters from MW, which is fine, I guess. But this will be an unpopular mode, like every multi-team mode is, and it's that simple.
Yeah, so Cold War is up to what, about 39 different game modes to choose from for the 2,000 people playing it worldwide. Cool.
Actually, yeah. Yep.
Good idea.
True. Real and true. Yeah. So that's happening. So, okay, cool.
Just another unnecessary game mode entirely.
Yeah, so that'll be in at launch, so keep that in mind. Also, One in the Chamber will be live on launch as well. Capture the Flag will be coming later in the season, which could be interesting. And then we're also getting the hand cannon score streak coming to Cold War, which I believe will be at launch. And if you played Black Ops 4, this will be just like Seraph's Annihilator. It's going to be a pistol. I bet you it'll have 6 rounds, and it'll be a one-shot kill no matter where you shoot someone. And that's it.
Yep.
So that'll be the hand cannon score streak. Don't know how much it costs, so interesting. Also, a new Outbreak area. And we had covered this on a Patreon episode, actually. It's called The Zoo. Tanner and I had found some leaked images of a new Cold War area. This was before 1984 Verdansk, so we thought maybe this was part of the new Ural Mountains Warzone map. It wasn't, because there isn't one. But now it turns out we know it is going to be a new Outbreak. They call them regions, but it's like a map. So you can do like Golova, you can get into, Crossroads, or you can get into the zoo, which is cool. More new areas for Outbreak.
Yeah, that's good for Outbreak for sure.
Yeah.
That'll be fun, little zoo. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Little zooey boy. So that'll be cool. All right. There's also going to be a new zombies map. Mauer der Toten, change it. Which is cool, because I don't think there's been a new one for a long time. So this is going to be like the traditional zombies mode with the fucking rounds.
Yeah, round base. Yeah.
And all that shit. And it's coming back, baby. There's a new one. So that'll be fun and exciting. And it's got new like PvE shit too, like intel or missions or whatever they're called. So zombies fans, rejoice. That is coming. And then some shit on Warzone. We'll cover these now so that when we cover the patch notes that just got announced, we can skip them later. So first of all, new POI, satellite crash sites in Warzone. Several satellites have crash landed in Verdansk.
They crashed?
Leaving you and your squad to investigate their rubble. Although they won't appear on your TAC map, the satellite crash sites will be plainly visible in Verdansk, as the debris and impact on the landscape is significant. Besides offering new opportunities for cover, the satellites themselves can also be secured. That is odd and interesting. Interact with the sat links found in the area to work toward receiving permanent rewards in the Groundfall event at the beginning of the season. So that's okay. This is less interesting then. So this probably like you secure all the sat links and you get like a weapon blueprint or something. Okay. Also secure helpful items to use during the match, such as powerful kill streaks, vehicles, and field upgrades.
That's the reason to do it right there. I don't care about the weapon blueprints, but to get kill streaks and stuff, yeah.
Now, secure helpful items to use during the match. Vehicles?
I was wondering the same thing.
Does that mean there's a new type of vehicle in these, or you just get like a fresh Bertha or chopper or something?
I don't know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is.
Because the other thing that I saw in some of these images, I don't know if they're in this one, but I think it was in the teaser, it showed choppers with guns mounted on the side again. So I hope those aren't coming back. They probably are. And maybe it's something to do with you get one of those. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. That would make sense because it's a vehicle that's not normally in Warzone, but they already have the assets and everything for it. So maybe they'll try and bring it. Maybe it won't crash the game this time. That would be cool. So, because they've tried twice so far, to add guns and rockets. So maybe this is attempt number 3. So those are coming. That'll be very interesting. Also, the red doors at launch of Warzone. Our intel cannot explain the origin of these mysterious red doors around Verdansk.
Change it.
But one thing is certain. They allow you to around the what's behind them, explore and enter them to across the red doors won't unless you ping them. And after you step through, there's no telling exiting out the other side and stepping into a Now, every censure that was made there was actually written as redacted from the description we've gotten from Activision. I'm not being silly. Those are actual redactions in the text. Nothing else I can say. So I just put some editorial flair on actual redactions. What the fuck are these, Tanner? What's a red door? Help me out.
Fast travel system. Which is, of course, awful, and I'm not happy.
Why be so weird about it, though?
Because they're weird. I guess I shouldn't say I'm not happy about it. I need to see how this plays out. I mean, what it should do is, if there's a cheater in the lobby, I should be able to go through the red door and it just put me in a new lobby on Rebirth Island, so I don't have to play Verdansk full of cheaters. Yeah. That would probably be better.
That would be an awesome system, dude.
Maybe somehow when somebody has like 100% headshot ratio and they get like 5 kills in a row, they can automatically be launched through a red door and that kicks them out of the game or something. That'd be nice too. So yeah, this is some sort of fast travel system. I don't know how I feel about this, frankly. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'll have to just see how it plays.
One thing that's odd here, red doors won't unless you ping them. What? They won't open unless you ping them?
They probably won't. It's probably basically saying they won't show up on the map unless you ping them. So you probably have to come across them. Maybe they're random spawns every time too. That would be better if they're not in the same exact spot every time.
Why would you have to ping it if it's right in front of you?
Yeah, maybe. So maybe you roll the dice of going to an area that is in the gas or something if you go through these. What are the chances of that happening as well? That would be fine if it did, honestly.
When I took the subway, I did the same thing. Rolled the gas and see if I was going to lose the game because it drops me off in death.
Well.
So.
I mean, it's pretty obvious where the subway's going, right? It goes to the next stop on the subway line, little buddy.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Just like you said, I need more intel. I don't know what to think of this, but if it's like it takes you to some random spot, then my thought is, why the fuck would I ever use this? I know where I want to go. I don't want to roll the dice. I know where I want to go. I don't need to just fucking, let's see if this spot's cool.
Now, okay, so could somebody just camp another red door and just wait for somebody to spawn on it and just gun you down immediately?
For me to never use them. Yeah, probably.
Wonder how that would work.
Here, hey, all right. Hey, strap in, Tanner. Strap in.
I'm strapped in.
Black helicopters.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hear me out. North of Salt Mine, formerly known as Quarry, there's these fucking tunnels that have doors on them, big doors, that are unopenable.
Giant doors, yeah.
Massive doors. What if, when you enter a red door, you get taken behind that door north of Quarry into these tunnels? And there's a bunch of loot there, similar to how vaults used to work.
Whoa.
What are your thoughts on that take? Is that too?
Maybe.
Black helicopters.
That's way too black helicopters for me, yeah. It's just going to be randomized, probably.
Okay.
It's going to be completely randomized.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll see, little pussy boy. They didn't put those doors in for no reason.
I'm going to be getting shot at. True. Something will happen with those at a point in time. We said that when we were first watching a run through of 1984. We're like, those are going to come into play at some point for sure. So maybe this is it. Maybe you're not wrong. I don't know. You're wrong though.
Cool.
So like, I can't wait to be getting shot at in like farmland or something, right? And so I take the take the red door and it drops me off in Superstore, and there's a full team of rose skins just camping the other side of it, right?
It's
and they just gun me down.
And you immediately just die.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be fun, huh? I don't know. I don't hate this. I don't love it. I'll have to see how this plays.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. This is probably going to be, in all honesty, just like the subway system, where no matter what it does, it's going to be some new thing in the game that no one actually uses because it's not really worth doing. It either takes you to a vault with a ton of fucking weapons and like cash and specialists, or it's useless. I think those are the only two options that I can see. I don't think this is going to be something worth using unless it gives you a bunch of money like the old vaults used to or something.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I don't know. I think this is probably trying to get a little too cute, but nonetheless interesting. A new gulag is also coming to the game. This is kind of surprising to me because the first gulag we had for 18 months, the second one we had for... it was Showers first, then it was Nuketown, which we had for quite a while, and then we had the Standoff Gulag for a week, and now we're getting a new one again, which I don't hate, actually. I kind of like having a new Gulag pretty often. So Standoff Gulag,
one new,
get out. And
one
now,
new Gulag every season sounds good to me.
That sounds good to me too. And now we're getting the Hijacked Gulag. Prepare for your mission in Cold War and challenge a rival to win back deployment to Warzone with this mock-up of the classic map Hijacked, which will replace the current Standoff Gulag when Season 4 launches. So this truncated version features a plywood recreation of the yacht's central area. So, okay, so now we know what it's going to look like roughly. It's going to be like mid-Hijacked, which is where most people fought on Hijacked anyways. So if you've ever played BO2, you'll be familiar, roughly. So
yeah, this will be for sure more balanced than the Gulag we had in Season 3.
100%.
It'll at least be the same everywhere, I believe. You know, it'll be more like Showers.
Yeah, I think mid-Hijacked was fairly symmetrical. So I think this will be a lot more balanced than the Standoff Gulag was. The Standoff Gulag was not a good idea, was it, Raven? So let's not do that again. But yeah, this one seems like it'll be a lot more
most people
balanced.
hated it. I didn't have a giant issue with it, but
yeah,
I can understand people's hate for it for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, that's coming. That'll be interesting. Dirt bike is now a vehicle in Warzone. Tanner and I had talked about this specifically, and now it's here, which is, I think, pretty cool. What are your thoughts on the dirt bike in Warzone? You're a river rat. You must own 8 dirt bikes. How do you like them?
I've ridden a dirt bike once, and I was about 12 years old.
Cap.
I'm not a river rat,
do you
bro.
use
Piece of
quads
shit.
instead?
No, I don't like dirt bikes or quads. Dirt bike riders and quad riders are scumbags, and I want to run them over the road. I want to run them off the road, I mean. I hate them. But yeah, this will be cool. Hopefully it handles better and just goes faster pretty much than an ATV. That's what I would guess. It's going to be even easier to shoot people off of it though. I mean, hopefully 2 people can ride on it same way and you can shoot off the back or something. But
a dirt bike with pegs? What do you know about pegs, dude?
Oh, I know about pegs.
You remember pegs? Back in the day?
I know
Huffy,
pegs, yeah.
A Huffy with the pegs, dude? Get your little dipshit friend on the back? Yeah.
Well, I was on a river rat like you. I'm not sure what that is.
Well,
but I rode a skateboard like a real white kid. But yeah.
Well, stop the cap. You can't ollie. I can do a manual for 45 minutes. I did it in Skate 3. Yeah, dirt bike in Warzone. I actually like this quite a bit. More versatility is always good. The only way that a dirt bike makes sense is that if it is faster than an ATV, because otherwise there's no reason to use it. Because you're just even more exposed than you are on an ATV. Or just as exposed, maybe. I don't know about more exposed. I mean, you can't really be more exposed in an ATV, so it's probably just about the same. It's more, though. A little bit. Functionally, not really.
There's more info on it, too, that we'll get into when we get into the Warzone patch notes here in a few minutes.
Got it.
It talks about it a little bit.
Okay, cool. So the dirt bike is coming to Warzone. And this is the worst patch note we're going to cover tonight, probably. Downtown Tower under new management. They wrote things about it. I'm not reading them. Let me tell you what's happening. So they had Trump Tower, formerly what we called it, the fucking whatever, the biggest tower in on the map. They had that, and it was a map, and it was a tower, a building. It sucked, like every tall building does in Warzone. But fine, whatever. Then the 80s event happened, and they made it Nakatomi Plaza, and it looked different. It was more complicated and confusing, and it had the worst performance on your system of any location in Verdansk ever. Now, they said, don't worry, guys. This is just a limited time mode, and we're only doing this for the 80s action hero dumb shit, and it's a limited time thing. Psych.
Yep.
Psych, though. So the only thing that's changing about this building, it's going to stay Nakatomi Plaza. It's going to be the same dog shit building with dog shit performance hits, but now the vault is permanently opened and there's no more money or specialist inside. So stay the fuck away from this building if you like having frames per second on your video game, because this is staying. I'm pissed about this. I really strongly wish they would revert this back to the old tower. Not necessarily because the old building was awesome, because it wasn't, but at least it didn't absolutely rape my frame rate like this new building does, and it's here to fucking stay until Warzone 2 comes out in
Exactly. Yeah.
the Pacific Theater or whatever.
It's a cringe building for sure.
Yeah.
It's an awful building. Yeah.
Yep. And
So
it's probably going to have the same dog shit performance it used to, too.
probably.
So,
I mean, who is it that made that building? It was Beanox or something. The only thing they've ever done in Warzone, and they made one building and it gave 100 less frames than anywhere else on them.
Dude, for some
holy
people, that's
shit.
probably
I wonder if
actually
console
true.
players lagged. I wonder if console players lagged there even.
I don't know.
I don't know
That's a
either.
good question, though.
No, like it wasn't 100 for me, but it was actually like about 60. Probably about a 60 frame rate hit there. It was awful.
Not good. Not good. So it's not called Nakatomi Plaza anymore. It's called, I don't know, Downtown Tower.
We're calling it Trump again, so
It's
Trump
always
Tower
be
again.
Trump.
Yeah,
it'll always be Trump. So, anyways, also we're getting a new mode in Warzone, Verdansk Resurgence Mini. So there are a lot of things written here. I won't read them, but we're getting basically Resurgence like you've played on Rebirth Island, but on Verdansk. And it's going to still be 44 to 45 players, depending on the squad size. And it's going to start where the first circle is like skipped, just like in Resurgence. And then on second circle, gas will start closing. So this will give you time to loot and stuff. How do you think this will play?
I think this will play very fun. And I'm trying to look up right now what it is for this week, because I kind of want to play this like tonight. It is trios this week. Resurgence mini trios. I think that this will play very well. I'm not sure if it'll play as well as Rebirth, though, because I feel like they have to be careful where they put the zones. Because if it's like pretty damn random, you can end up with a circle that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Where on Rebirth, you have everywhere is a building and there's loot. So maybe the loot will also just be changed, and there will be loot in weird areas, like on Cold War Fire Team or something. There will be loot boxes just out by trees outside or something, which they've never done before. But maybe they would. I don't know. Either that, or it would have to be in areas like, downtown, farmland, your superstore, promenade, places like that.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. Because, what if it's like, the southwest corner of the map where there's actually nothing? It's like, okay, so we're all just going to, like, snipe each other with pistols because we can't go anywhere else? It's going to be weird. I don't know. A very good question. And something else that they love to do in this game on Verdansk is have the starting circle be 80% out of the map. So what if they do that with this too? Where most of the circle is just outside the map. So then a small circle is an already small circle, much smaller. We'll see. I don't know how this will play. But if the circles are good, this will be cool. And it'll be like a lot more variety than Rebirth Island. So like Resurgence is fun on Rebirth and it's great, but it's always really the same spot because the map is so fucking small. But on Verdansk, you have the potential for it to be like, okay, this game it was Prom West, Next game, it's Super. Next game, it's Ground War. Next game, it's Farmland. And it'll feel like a lot of different settings because they will be a bunch of different settings. So that's the potential to be really good, but some of the circles will be cancer. Especially if Downtown Tower is at the middle of the first fucking rebirth or resurgence circle.
Oh, God.
That's going to be death. That's going to be not fun at all.
Yeah.
So this has potential to be a lot of fun, but it's just going to depend on where the circles go. But that is pretty cool. And this is going to be available throughout the season in varying playlists. So like resurgence, duos, trios, and quads. So that'll be cool. Go ahead.
I'm very excited for this actually, because like Verdansk to me, seriously, with the lighting right now, I don't want to play it. So this would maybe make it a little bit better at least. If I can respawn and shit, maybe make me not rage quite a bit. This is kind of good too for learning parts of Verdansk a little bit. Like for people who don't play it a whole lot or aren't very good, this will be a good chance for you to like learn buildings, jump spots, just learn your just the overall flow of the map, kind of,
True. Another good point. Yeah.
Faster paced too.
Yeah, good way to level guns probably too. I guess
probably better for like snipers and long range guns too, since most of Verdansk is more flat compared to like Rebirth Verdansk is usually flatter and also has longer sight lines because it's more, forests and shit like that, or just downtown where it's completely flat. Whereas Rebirth is a lot of small hills, you can't see very far, buildings in the way. So this would be probably good to work on like snipers and shit too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So this will be interesting. This will be cool. I'm excited to play this. Very excited actually. And then also Payload, which is coming in the middle of the season, which sounds like a game mode. Warzone thus far has been a game of kill or be killed. However, operators will be able to drop in for the game's first ever objective-based game mode, Payload. In Payload, you and 39 other operators drop in to escort 2 caravans of vehicles. Ooh, this is just like Safeguard in BO4. Through a series of checkpoints or sabotage the mission. Build or destroy barriers and purchase buildings to aid in your squad's mission. And be sure to collect any contracts you find around Verdansk as they will help lead to success. More details coming later. That sounds pretty goddamn fun, actually.
That does sound
pretty fun, dude.
Escort 2 caravans vehicles. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Build or destroy barriers. Wow. Damn. They just know we've been playing Battlefield 5 and I'm a builder, right? I just build up the fucking sandbags. I just reinforce everything. I build differently, yeah. I reinforce everything. So I'll be great at this, I'm sure. Yeah, this will be interesting. This will be a fun little LTM, I'm sure.
Yeah. This is one of the few LTMs that actually sounds appealing to me. That sounds fun. It's so different from everything else that happens on Verdansk. I'm very excited to try that out. So that'll be cool. And that's coming later on the season. More details coming later. Baseball bats coming tomorrow. Don't care. Cold War and Warzone gifting system expansion. So now you can gift you've been able to gift battle passes to other players, which is cool. Now you can also do that for bundles and shit.
Oh, so what are you going to buy me?
You can send the battle pass bundle, or store bundles to one another within Cold War. And then in Warzone, some of it you're going to have now, some of it you're going to have throughout the season, but this will be possible in Warzone as well. I'm shocked this is happening so late, frankly, because this is going to get them a lot of money. If you're able to buy shit for, other people. Which is cool. Well, I like it. We might fuck around and do some giveaways.
That's what I was thinking, actually. That's what I was about to say is I wonder if you'll see a lot of content creators doing like giveaways for this shit. Like, come by my stream tonight. We're doing 10 giveaways of this bundle or something because it's new to the shop. Something like that. Yeah. So that's cool. And this is another thing where you can't do it. You can't send or receive unless you have 2-factor authentication on your account,
which you should have on for every account you own anyway. So
because they know all their accounts get hacked, so they're begging you to turn on two-factor because they can't force you to do it, so they're going to beg you to do it and bribe you.
And yes, correct. Yes. So that's cool though. The ability to gift people. So if you have like some fucking nerd boyfriend, or no one listening is a girl, let's be honest. Or whatever.
There's a few.
Well, actually, you could be a man and have a boyfriend. We are, of course, allies, so a little oversight on my part. You could buy them a fucking store bundle or the Battle Pass bundle, which is actually a good gift. The Battle Pass bundle gives you some tiers, gives you access to the whole stream. Most of the items are dog shit in the Battle Pass. I don't know why I buy it, but I do.
Because we're dumb, yeah.
Because we're dumb. That's
just to unlock the guns faster.
Actually. So anyway, whatever. That's coming. That's cool. And then now we're on to Warzone Season 4 patch notes. Now these we did not have a chance to comb through because these came out during the program, but we're going to go through them together. We're going to go through them together. We're going to do it live, like Bill O'Reilly. So without further ado, Warzone Season 4 patch notes. Now, these are up on your screens. As I said, we're going to do these together. And let's take a look. So, Tanner, if at any time you want to go over something, let me know and we can talk about it. So, we got some file size shit here. Don't care.
Only 13 gigs for us, by the way, which is great.
That is great, actually, yeah. Resurgence Quads is staying in the game on Rebirth Island. That's good. We went over this. Let's see.
I don't think it gets good until the map stuff, kind of, and most of that we've covered.
New satellite crash POIs added. Here are the locations. Farmland, Block 18, which is closer to the salt mines, apparently. Block 16, which is by ATC. ACT? Airport Control Tower. ACT.
ACT, yeah.
I always say ATC because I'm dumb. And then Gora Bridge.
No, it is ATC, Air Traffic Control.
Yeah, Airport Control Tower is whatever. It's by that. There's another satellite.
Yeah.
And then Gora Bridge, spanning the Gora River between downtown and Prom. So there's 4 satellites.
Okay. Yeah.
4 satellites, which need to be investigated so we can figure out what's going on over there.
Let's investigate them, dude.
Yeah. So that's coming. And then we also, of course, have some new Pride flags in honor of Pride Month. Let's go. Any gays in the chat, dude?
Hopefully.
Let's fucking go. We do, of course, love the gays on this program. You guys can flex your fucking gayness in Warzone, which is cool. Glad they added them. They look nice, I guess. I don't know what the symbology of any of them means, other than the rainbow one. I was familiar with the rainbow one. I didn't know about all the other ones going on. They look cool. They're fine, I guess. And we are, of course, allies, so we support them doing this. And now there are pride flags, so that's cool. So yeah. Also, 120 hertz support for PS5. That's very cool.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't know they didn't have that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, well, now you guys have it, I guess. Very weird. I don't know if you guys are ever getting 120 frames, but maybe you are. So cool. Okay. And then we're gonna kind of skim through here.
Hold on, no, you missed the next one, which is big. Downed players who disconnect will now provide kill credit and drop their loot. This includes players who disconnect during a finishing move. That happens all the time. It happened to us like yesterday. People just simply leave the game so you can't get their shit. So they can't do that anymore. So if somebody tries to just leave mid-game when you're stabbing them in the back, you get their loot at least. That's fantastic. Nice little change there.
Yeah, that is cool. That is cool. Very cool. Kill credit mainly, but also, everything they have. That's awesome. New vehicle dirt bike. Let's see. Faster than all vehicles, including the ATV. Drifts at high speeds.
Ooh.
Offers finer control at lower speeds. Mastery is key. Don't say that again. Low health, the same amount of health as an ATV. Okay. 2 operators, 1 driver and 1 passenger. Next to no room to stack operators atop it. So on ATVs, you can actually drive around with 4 people, but 2 people need to just climb on top of it. The implication here is that you won't be able to do that with the dirt bike. And then trophy system placement. Must stand atop the bike to place a trophy system. Can fit one on the saddle or on front or rear fenders. Okay, cool.
I like how they put that in the patch notes, by the way. That's cool.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Something Infinity Ward didn't even know people put trophies on vehicles, probably.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
that's cool.
It just goes to show you Raven pays attention more.
They've seen a stream, yeah.
They've played the video game at a time.
The main thing here for me is that it's faster than all vehicles, including the ATV. That gives it an actual reason to be used. So that's very cool. By the way, it's not faster than all vehicles. I guarantee you a chopper is still faster. So good try, Raven. Shore that up. Thanks. Let's see.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
Loot that spawns across Verdansk has been adjusted as follows. The C58 and MG82 are now in the loot pool. Combat bow kill streak is in the loot pool. And then self-res spawn rate has been reduced. Okay.
What about dead silent spawn rate reduction? Huh?
I'm surprised that's all that they're changing with the loot pool. I thought they would do a totally new loot pool.
Yeah, I read the loot that spawns across has been adjusted as follows, and thinking, I thought it meant it was just all adjusted, but yeah, that just sounds like nothing has changed other than those things being added, which isn't ideal, but whatever.
It's fine. The loot pool now is like fine.
Those could have each like 2 or 3 variants as well, so.
Let's take
as
every
long as
variant of the carve out.
Ground loot is, no, the carve ground loot's really good.
Stop the cap.
It is. Legendary carve ground loot is one of the best ground loot weapons right now, by far. As long as the M60 is just non-existent, hopefully, because the MG82 is here, that'd be ideal, because I don't want to see the M60 ground loot ever again. I've never picked it up, and I don't want to.
That's a good point, too, yeah.
So.
All right,
this next
Tanner,
one's big.
Help me understand this. 1911, the pistol you start with, now requires 3 hits to gain bonus finisher damage instead of 2. What the fuck is bonus finisher damage?
Well, read below. This change will increase the number of melee hits needed for this weapon to down an enemy at 200 HP by 1. So basically, when you spawn in, it'll now take 3 hits instead of 2 to down an enemy.
Well, if you have... Oh, okay, yeah. 200
max
HP
is 250.
2 plates. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this is actually big. I mean, I would honestly rather it be like... I would rather it be for 250 HP, 5 or 6 hits. Meaning for 200 HP, I'd want,
it should be
4 or 5. It should be anything higher. It should be high enough so that people don't do it. That's all. Yeah. That's all I want. The number doesn't matter. But if this cuts back on people smacking, which hopefully it will, because if it takes one more smack, maybe that's enough time for you to get another bullet off or something.
I think it is, actually.
That'd be ideal. Yeah, it probably is. Hopefully they figured that out and tested that. So that works correctly. But I like this. Either way, this is a good change.
This is an excellent change, actually. Yeah, that's really good to see.
Yeah, it just more depends if that's enough or if we need, an even extra less, hit or so.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. But this can't hurt. This cannot hurt. So that's very good to see. Yeah. For sure. Snapshot grenade reveal duration increased from 1.25 to 2 seconds. And hit enemies are now also revealed to your squad. Interesting. This also works through walls a lot. Is the snapshot grenade worth using? Now that it pings it for your squad.
Yeah, they were just talking about in chat that this sounds like the move now. I don't entirely agree. It definitely sounds way, way better. I still am not sure if it's worth using right now. Over a stun grenade or, well, I guess stuns don't do anything against the majority of the players anyways, but over a heartbeat or something. I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
But this is undoubtedly a lot better, and I do want to test this out. We will be testing this. This will be a good topic for a Warzone Brainstorm, one of our Patreon episodes. We can do some testing on this, see what we think about it.
You can find those. Yeah, true.
Yeah, that'll be a great topic to have with that for sure.
Yeah. I think I saw Jake saying this might be better than a heartbeat. Stop the cap. But this does make snapshots better for sure.
I thought he had said that because Heartbeats got nerfed or something. And I was like, oh shit. And then I searched Heartbeat in the notes and there was just no notes of it. So I don't know what he's talking about. Stop the cap, Jake.
Yeah,
it's not going to be better than a Heartbeat, but it's way, way better than it is now. And also if it's ground loot, it's going to be way more worth picking up because a lot of times I just run over them now and don't care about them. But if they're ground loot and I know they're that much better, I'll probably be picking them up more now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this will be interesting. So that'll be cool. Custom mods have been enabled for Cold War weapons. This will allow you to name and save up to 5 custom weapon builds as blueprints. Now, I hope that that's 5 per weapon. That better fucking be what they mean. Because if it's 5 total Cold War weapons, I will mold.
Allow you to name and save up to 5 custom weapon builds.
It does
I would
not
imagine it's
reveal
per
ghosted
weapon,
players,
yeah.
by the way. No, I don't think.
Wait, Snapshot doesn't?
I think it doesn't work. I think it's like Heartbeat.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, then it's still it's still better, but not as good.
Yeah, I don't know. Though.
Really?
We'll have to look into that.
I don't think so. That'd be cringe if
there's
so.
There's 100% a perk that makes you immune to snapshot grenades. I don't know if it's ghost or not, but there is 100% a perk.
Cold-blooded, maybe?
Maybe it could be that. Yeah, I don't know. Or even battle hardened, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Do you think this is 5 weapons per?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 blueprints per weapon, I would imagine.
I hope so, right? That's how it is for MW, so yeah, probably. Awesome, finally. About fucking time. Not much to say other than it's simply too late, but
this literally should have been there when the seamless transition happened. There was no reason to not have it in at launch. It couldn't have been that hard to do. It just didn't seem that important for them, but as a player, it's something minor and very important. So I'm furious it took them this long, but cool, thanks.
Yeah. So, for sure. Let's see here. Specialist token. They wrote a paragraph on it. Let's see what's interesting. We may see
basically TLDR specialist is coming back, but there will be changes to it.
Yeah.
So they're making some changes. It'll come back in some way.
It's going to offer neither weapon perks and nor will it drop on death. So you're not going to get sleight of hand with it anymore, or like maybe you won't get faster movement speed either. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But it's going to be coming back pretty soon, apparently. Some bug fixes. Friends list now has improved responsiveness. Cap, the friends list will not work. It hasn't ever in this game. I don't think it will now. I don't believe you.
Hold on, let me look through these bug fixes here. Let's look through these real quick.
Okay.
See if there's anything good here. Fix a dev error related to using the Carve 2. Oh, that's in Cold War. Okay. Yeah, maybe there's just nothing. Fix an issue where muzzles on the... Okay, that's Cold War again. Wait, why is it... No, that's not Cold War. Why are they saying BOCW when these are Warzone patch notes?
Because they're Cold War weapons.
But why even say that? That's what I'm saying. It's more confusing if you say that. Everyone knows a FAR and a Carve are Cold War weapons. So hey, maybe there will be less dev errors because maybe people were picking up the ground loot Carve and that was causing dev errors actually. Who knows?
Actually, maybe, yeah. So that's cool. Maybe fewer dev errors for most people.
Okay, so fix an issue with the lighting duration and the infiltration sequence of Rebirth. Okay, never mind. Infiltration. Fix an issue in the corners of one of the buildings in Rebirth Island, they don't say which one, that caused a sun glare effect when GPUs run at high temperatures. What? That's weird.
That is weird.
That's an odd little bug. Okay, yeah, never mind. There's nothing to talk about here. I thought there was more. Cool. The waste.
So, friends list now has improved responsiveness. Once again, I don't believe this. Added the ability for players to favorite up to 14 operators. I don't even know what that means. Don't care.
So you can find them easier since there's 80 operators now. I mean, all you need is rows. We'll get into it though.
Added the ability to allow players to play again with team, allowing them to stay connected with players who aren't in their party. That's kind of cool for people who do that.
I like that a lot. That's good, honestly, for probably casual console players that kind of just, hop on after work or something and play a couple of games. If they win with their squad, instead of going through the hassle of trying to friend them all and then none of the friend requests working, they can just stay with team and play again. That's dope. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice little improvement. This didn't say anything though about regiment invites, which makes me furious. Hopefully this is somehow tied in to the friends list responsiveness. I don't know, but regiment invites haven't worked in a season basically. So
yeah, for sure. So yeah, whatever. We'll see. And then all these weapons we went over. In a future patch, we'll be making sweeping balance changes to weapons. Let us take a moment to discuss the philosophy behind that decision. Let's see. We want to enable more escapes from impossible situations, moments of finesse, epic outplays, and opportunities to flex exquisite marksmanship. Due to some weapons being far more lethal than others in their class, we feel a reduction in the efficacy of these outliers is necessary. We expect these changes will bring the average time to kill up, so be slower, by approximately 60 to 100 milliseconds. Huge. Slower time to kills across the board. These changes will not only increase the overall capacity for skill expression, which is raising the skill ceiling, which they mentioned earlier, but also should introduce some weapons into viability that have not yet had a chance to shine. We will begin laying the groundwork for the upcoming balance overhaul with the following adjustments.
Let's go.
Jesus Christ. And there is
a lot of weapon changes here.
For 15 weapons being changed here. Yikes. So, rough sketch. AMAX, Street Sweeper, nerfed. Groza, Scar, XM4, Amp, yikes, by the way. Ballistic Knife, yikes ×2, by the way. What is this sniper?
Barrett.
MW AUG, KSP, ooh, let's go. Milano, Bullfrog, Bison, and the DMR getting buffed. And then changes to these weapons that are going to make them roughly similar, the Bullfrog and the Swiss. Wow. Okay, let's get into it. Get a cup of tea, boys and girls. We got a lot to discuss here. AMAX, upper torso damage multiplier, decreased from 1.2 to 1.1. I think we're going to skip on the editorializing so we can get through these.
Yeah, I should talk about the actual changes.
But upper torso damage multiplier decreased from 1.2 to 1.1. Have they gone too far with the AMAX, Tanner? Have they gone too far?
No, I don't think so. I think this is still fine. I don't think this will be a huge change because upper torso. So what is considered upper torso to the video game? That's what I wonder exactly.
That's a good question. Maybe solar plexus to neck.
Is that my pecs up or what?
I think
is that my little nips up?
Maybe nips up. Yeah, maybe nips
little
up.
Nips.
Possible. So AMAX nerfed again. Interesting. Groza, minimum damage increased from 18 to 23. That's a lot, by the way. Upper torso damage multiplier 1.1 to 1.2. Lower torso multiplier 1 to 1.1. And then the maximum damage range decreased by 12%. So this is really doubling down on the Groza's identity as a closer range AR.
Yeah.
Lowering the max damage range, but they're just increasing the damage it does.
So this will be kind of similar, probably, and go head to head with like an XM4 or something, I would imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a lot of buffs, by the way. Groza might fuck around and use a Groza. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I like those changes a lot because Groza was pretty good for a while and then it was dog shit.
Yep, because of the stock nerfs and all that. Yeah. So assault rifle Golf. What is that?
This is the Scar. This is the Modern Warfare Scar.
Okay. Cool. So I don't stop saying assault rifle golf. Why? Someone explain what. Scar, MW. Neck damage, holy shit. Neck damage multiplier increase from 1 to 1.5 to 50% damage increase. Jesus Christ. Now that's only the neck damage multiplier, granted, but still, that's crazy. Upper torso multiplier, 1 to 1.2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big.
Scar, worth using. Tanner.
I still don't think it's worth using. I think it just needs an overall damage buff. It honestly needs a bigger magazine. That's what it needs for Warzone, is a bigger magazine. But I want to read their little note about this, because this one's actually interesting. We like to avoid increasing the power level of a weapon to a point where we would need to reduce it shortly after, like what Infinity Ward would always do.
True.
In the following balance overall. With that being said, the assault rifle golf, the Scar, may soon see another power increase in the near future, but we think an improvement to its average time to kill is a good place to start. I like that.
True.
I like that thought process there. They said, let's not make this gun the most busted weapon in Warzone and then have to worry about patching it, ASAP, and that being at the top of our list because everyone's bitching about it. So they said, let's buff it a little bit, see how it's performing, see how people are liking it, and then we'll go from there.
True.
So I like this. It still probably isn't going to be good, but I like I like the angle they're taking on this buff here.
I agree. Yep. Exactly. And we've already been able to tell this before they even mentioned it, which they have been more lately, which we love, of course. And that's of course Raven, friends of the pod listeners. But yeah, this is interesting. I agree with you, by the way. This gun is still not going to be worth using, but if it gets buffed again soon, which it seems like they are thinking about doing, then we might fuck around and use the Scar. Now, with the limited magazine capacity, I'm kind of with you. This might be like an AS Val where you can't use it in trios or quads, but it'll still be really good in duos or solos. That'll be interesting. So this is very interesting to see.
Also, neck damage, that's not a very big hitbox at all.
True, yeah.
Like, you're more likely to just hit their head than hit their neck. So going from 1 to 1.5 sounds like, oh my god, that's huge, but you're probably not hitting neck shots that often at all. You're either usually more than likely hitting chest or head.
My guess is that the headshot multiplier for the Scar is currently 1.5. So they just want to basically increase the region where you're getting headshot damage by extending it to the neck.
Yeah.
That's
also, this is a gun we talked about on another Patreon episode about, what did we record that? Probably about a month ago. We talked about Modern Warfare guns we would like to see buffed. So we're seeing this episode come into play now, kind of.
Oh, and the ones we expected to see buffed.
And one of them, I believe we had on the expected list and we wanted buffed, was the Scar, because we said they're doing it a disservice in this game because it's a classic assault rifle and it's dog shit.
True. Wow.
So hey, patrons, go back and listen to that episode now. I don't remember what that was. It was probably about 5 or 6 episodes ago.
Yeah. Yep. Another point on the board for the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. So Raven are patrons as well. Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
100%, obviously. Yeah.
XM4, the Cold War M4. Neck damage multiplier from 1 to 1.5. Same shit.
Yeah.
Just more headshots, basically. That's interesting, by the way, actually. Not a huge buff by any means, but definitely makes the XM4 better. Because if you recoil up, you'll start getting that headshot multiplier sooner if you're hitting the neck, and then you go to the head through there. So that's interesting. AMP 63, which is the full auto Cold War pistol. Max damage 30 to 33. Second damage range increased by 14%. Upper torso multiplier 1 to 1.1. Extremities 0.9 to 1. Headshot 1.4 down to 1.3. Okay.
So it was kind of buffed and nerfed, actually.
Mostly buffed, I would say, but yes.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
So I guess they're kind of just making it more push out to longer ranges. I don't know. The AMP 63 wasn't good, and this doesn't make it sound overpowered at all.
Exactly.
And what they say in these notes here is pretty much they're trying to make it a viable option alongside the Psychov, of course, the fully automatic Modern Warfare pistol.
I say take them both out of the game, but this doesn't sound overpowered to me, so I agree with you, yeah. So, why are there no Cali stick changes? Ballistic knife.
True.
Like, let's nerf that, Raven. Hey, Raven.
Let's just remove them.
Raven, burn the Kali sticks so you can use ashes as your melee weapon, or...
Well, watch it. They're going to have burning Kali sticks that do even more damage.
Good point. Yeah, touche. Or at least nerf the fucking movement speed on those goddamn things by actually 10%.
Oh, I was going to say 20%.
I would take that too. I would take that too.
Huge nerf.
Yeah, fuck the Kali sticks. Ballistic knife. Velocity increased by 25%. Neck damage 1 to 1.3. Upper torso 1 to 1.23. Move speed increased by 1.3%. I don't care about any of this, but if you have any thoughts?
I don't care either. It's not making it overpowered. People don't. I've never been killed by it in Warzone, so I'm not worried about it.
I did get a kill with it in Warzone, however.
You did? That was yesterday?
Yeah. I've been using it as my ghost class secondary to just fucking run around with while I go pick up my guns or whatever. I was in a little pinch, a little pickle, so I had my ballistic knife out, and I was just slicing kids up. And I actually shot it and got it down, and it was very fun and exciting. Now, it was also 100 degrees Fahrenheit in my room, so I didn't have my second PC on to clip it for you, unfortunately, but it did happen. It's real and true. So,
yikes.
Anyways, ballistic knife got buffed, and I don't care, and it won't be
I didn't even think
good.
about that. Do you usually have your second PC off?
Lately, yeah.
Interesting. I just figured it was just always on.
Normally it is, but it's been so hot. I need to just do everything I can.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. Street Sweeper. This I do care about. Maximum damage range decreased by 24%. Not sure how much that matters, but I think it does.
It didn't have very much range anyways, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Second range decreased by 18%. Third range decreased by 7%. And move speed decreased by 1%. So you can still get those disgusting kills with this, but you're going to have to be a fuck of a lot closer to do it. Because every damage range drop off starts sooner, which is good. And then a little bit slower movement speed.
Yeah, these changes sound nice.
Think they're still worth using? The Street Sweeper? Think it's still worth using?
I think it is for very close, because that's usually what people are using it for. But it's like, I picked one up ground loot. Or not ground loot. I picked it up off a dead body in Rebirth yesterday when we were playing. And a guy was in an opposite corner in a building inside of Rebirth. Like in a small building. Like one of the warehouses. And he was only like 12 meters away, and I hit him like 4 times, and he still wasn't down. So the range on it is already dog shit. So I don't think this matters too much, because people getting killed with Street Sweepers or getting kills with them are like inside of your ass within 5 meters. So most of this won't matter. They'll undoubtedly be worse though, and people will use them less because of that, but they weren't good at range anyways. But I mean, there's really no other way to nerf a shotgun. You kind of just have to do that, because if you just nerf overall damage, then it's going to be even horrible up close, and you're going to get smacked by somebody's 1911 as you're trying to pump them full of shotgun shells, if they just decrease the damage overall. So this is probably the correct way to do it. Yeah. We'll see.
It's definitely a start, at least.
Yeah.
I think this probably actually sounds like enough to me. Because a lot of times you'll die to a Street Sweeper at like 8 meters, and now you won't nearly as often.
Exactly.
So I think this is probably going to be good. So good. Happy to see it. Sniper Rifle Charlie in Cold War, which must be the
M82.
The Barrett, yeah. Bullet velocity increased by 7.7%. Upper torso.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, that is pretty big.
7% on a gun that already has over like 1,000 bullet velocity.
True.
Well, with attachments, at least over 1,000, but still, that's pretty big.
Yeah, that
could be up to 100 meters per second.
True. True. That's a good point. Upper torso multiplier 1.1 to 1.25. Lower torso 1 to 1.15.
Whoa. Oh, 1.5. I thought I said 1 to 1.5. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So definitely a buff to the Barrett. However, I was going to say this doesn't really matter, because if you're not getting a headshot with a sniper, you shouldn't care anyway. However, since this is semi-auto, This actually might be a bigger buff than it would have been for any other type of sniper rifle. Because you can realistically, like, shoot him in the torso twice and get, like, a down now. Because you have semi-auto, you can, like, refire quickly. You know?
Yeah. I think what the M82 needs to be usable and good in Warzone is less recoil. But then if you buff the recoil control too much, then you run the risk of having a semi-automatic sniper rifle with a good fire rate and no recoil. So it's kind of hard to buff semi-auto snipers, to be honest. So I guess this is fine, but it's still probably not going to be good until the recoil is easier to control.
I agree with you. It seems very hard to buff without making OP.
Yeah.
This does sound really good though, man. I mean, I'm curious how many upper torso shots it'll take to down a fully armored opponent now. If it's 2, then the Barrett's absolutely worth using now.
I would imagine. I don't know why they would increase the multiplier without taking that into consideration.
True.
That it would take an entire bullet less to kill someone.
But it could be like 4-3 or 3-2. So if it's 4-3,
yeah, I don't know what it was
not
before because I've never really used it.
Yeah, exactly. So if this is a 2-shot upper torso kill now, Barrett might be pretty fucking good. The weakness it has now is handling is dog shit on it. It's really slow.
True.
But it needs something to counterbalance it, especially now. So, interesting change. Someone needs to try this gun. Bang, you need to try this gun. Let us know how good it is. It could be the first ever sniper in Warzone where you don't care that much about getting headshots with it. If you can just 2-tap people to the chest and get a down, that would probably be easier and like better. Like, very interesting. So, Swiss K31 base optic functionality improved.
Don't know what that means.
Cool. And no paragraph to tell us, which is odd. Base reticle updated. So they might have made the reticle better too.
Maybe more like a Car 98 or just a regular sniper reticle. I'm wondering, by the way, base optic functionality. I wonder if they change the zoom level on it and it zooms less now or something. And it zooms more in line with a Car 98. Which, in my opinion, I don't really want that because then it just makes it exactly like a Car 98 pretty much. And I would rather it be different in some way.
True.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do there. Maybe a larger viewfinder through the scope or whatever, however you wanted to call that. Maybe better visibility through it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is more of a... I don't think the zoom... I think if they changed the zoom level, they would have said that. So I think this is something like the...
Well, that's what they said when they changed the axial and shit. They just said, like, functionality improved.
True.
They didn't say it was anything to do with the zoom. That's exactly why I'm thinking this. It's because the way they worded it.
Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking this is a change to... 45 minutes. We will find out. I'm thinking this is a change to the bezel, though. Like, maybe it's like, the scope takes up less of your screen now, or the bezel's just thinner, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But I am very excited to try the Swiss again now. I've been loving the Swiss
Mullet's saying
already.
maybe that just means you can change the reticles too. But besides the fact they updated the base reticles, maybe you can also change them now. But I feel like then they would just say like reticle options or something. I don't know. Sometimes they describe things weird. And then they'll change one minor thing with a weapon, like a extremity damage from 0.9 to 1, and write a paragraph as to why they did that. So it's kind of weird, but yeah, we'll find out. Either way, there are some changes to the Swiss.
Yeah,
optic.
exactly. Yeah. I strongly doubt you can change Cold War sniper reticles, the default ones, because if you could, they wouldn't do it for only the Swiss. They would do it for all of them.
They do it for all of them. Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I don't think that's the case. Maybe, but I strongly doubt it. All right, SMGs. Submachine Gun Alpha and MDub, that might be an MP5?
AUG.
Oh, it's the AUG. Okay.
According to this little picture up here.
Oh, got it. Yeah, okay. Upper torso multiplier increased from 1 to 1.1, and maximum damage range increased by 10%. Interesting. So the problem with the MDub AUG is that it was just too slow. The mobility was just bad.
Their last sentence of their description here: we are positioning it to excel in our upcoming balance overhaul.
Ooh.
I like that a lot. This was another gun on the Patreon episode we talked about, was the AUG.
Yes.
The AUG with like a red dot is a tasty gun to use. It's fun to use. I always like doing that in multiplayer. So that'll be interesting to see how this plays. But as of now, these changes mean almost nothing. But I'm just more excited for the next update now.
Yeah, and it sounds like, again, they are doubling down on this being a pretty beefy SMG, slower handling,
medium range SMG.
Yeah,
it sounds
exactly.
Like.
Slower handling, but a lot of damage. That's already how it is, and now it's even more that, because now it does more damage and has more range.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to make it similar to like a Cold War AK, kind of like a medium range option with like decent mobility. Even though it's an SMG, the AUG doesn't really feel like an SMG. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, like medium range, decent movement speed, good damage at range.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And this is, just like you said, not worth using yet. This does not make this gun worth using ever. But they're just positioning it for their balance overhaul, which is very cool. The Bullfrog, iron sights ADS position adjusted. I actually like that, because they're good irons, but they are like high or something. So they probably look better now in the same way that they improved the PPSH, which is good.
Yeah, they're kind of dog shit like the PPSH. They're not as bad as the PPSH was originally, but I've never loved them. But I've been using the Bullfrog recently and haven't had a huge issue with it. But I'm excited for these changes. I like that a lot.
That's good. Now the KSP. So we had ideas about the KSP. Let me try and remember what our ideas were. Our ideas were... do you remember? It was my ideas. I don't remember them. Let's see what they did, though. Max damage range increased by 16%.
Jesus.
That's potentially a lot. Let's say for an SMG, the average max damage range is 15 meters. 16% of 15 meters would be what? 2 or 3 meters?
Not that much, really.
Not even that much. Wait, 3 meters? 3 into 15 is what? 5? That's 20%. So like 3 meters, 2 to 3 meters, yeah. So
hot take: maximum damage range increases like that don't really mean a whole lot.
For an SMG, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But anyways, extremities multipliers increase from 0.9 to 1. So whatever I recommended, that's not it. But I'm going to read the blurb here. The KSP has a fast TTK potential, stop the cap, in so much that when considering how to increase its effectiveness, we were concerned not to push it too hard for fear of making it dominant. It's understandable why one would steer clear of a short to mid-range burst fire weapon, considering how low the margin for error is in that engagement range. However, 2 well-placed bursts with the KSP will put someone out of commission faster than you might expect. Stop the cap.
So 6 shots is what it's saying.
Yeah, and they're not setting this... They didn't say that they're setting this up for the balance overhaul, so this does not make the KSP worth using at all, and I don't expect it to be usable anytime soon unless they make more changes, which they didn't say they would, like they have with other guns. So that sucks. But
I do like, though, that they're being careful with burst weapons.
True. Yeah, true.
I think they're a little scarred from that,
As we all are, and to their credit, I agree with you. So also the Milano. Max damage, 34 to 36. Minimum damage, 25 to 30.
Wow.
Max damage range, plus 23%. Upper torso multiplier, 1 to 1.2. Lower torso, 1 to 1.1. Extremities, 0.9 to 1.
Jesus. That's the most buff gun yet, which is needed.
Which is needed. Giant buffs.
I like this note, too. The Milano needed a lot of love for it to reach semi-viable state. They knew it was awful.
True,
they say, okay, now it may be decent. We will see how this shapes up over the first half of Season 4 and make any necessary changes at that time. So that probably confirms this big weapon overhaul they're talking about will come with a mid-season update in Season 4. Which isn't too surprising. That's usually when weapon balancing comes, is the mid-season update.
Yeah. Yep.
So expect a lot more weapon love in probably about 4 or 5 weeks. July 7th, July 14th, something like that. Weapon overhaul again.
Yeah. Do you think this makes the Milano worth using right now once this patch hits?
Maybe, because these are big changes.
Minimum damage 25 to 30 is fucking big, dude.
I mean, that's definitely one less shot to kill, or one less shot to down at least. So yeah, that is big. I'm not sure though, because I've never used a custom Milano in Warzone, because it's always just been, it was always like the worst ground loot SMG pretty much. So I don't know what the time to kill felt like before. This will be interesting to see. I like these changes a lot though. That was needed.
That for sure. I'm gonna fuck around and use this soon.
Mine's probably level 3, so I more than likely can't.
I'll drop you one. You won't use it. Submachine gun Echo.
Make sure that's dark matter. I'm jealous.
From MDub. Yeah, that's why you won't use it. You're afraid that you'll get attached. Because it has dark matter, which is the camo I have and you don't.
This is the Bison.
Echo. The Bison, okay. Max damage from 34 to 35. Extremities multiplier 0.9 to 1. This is not going to be good.
Yeah, it's almost nothing.
It's still not usable.
It didn't change anything.
Yeah, so cool. All right. Tanner, let's get into it. Thank you, boys. I love you. DMR. Recoil magnitude decreased. So that's all they changed. This is obviously a buff. It has a little less recoil. Even after it's falling out, the DMR is still a respectable choice with the right attachments. A little bump to help stay on target at a distance should help the DMR hold its own in the face of fierce mid to long range competition. Do you think there's any amount of recoil improvements that would make the DMR worth using, Tanner?
Possibly, yeah, because it got hit with like the damage buff and damage range and everything, but its biggest thing was the recoil became pretty much unplayable. So I like that they did this. Can I see people using it? Possibly at some point, especially as they continue to balance weapons. You know, they don't want the AMAX to be as strong at long distances. So that could kind of bring back into play tac rifles. If all the other guns, because, you know, everyone complains that the Cold War ARs have too much recoil. They can't control a Cold War AK-47. Hell, they can't control anything besides an M13 or a Kilo, right? So maybe this...
Especially, yeah.
So maybe we'll start to see tactical rifles come into play for long-range assault rifles. Yeah. Which, yeah, I'd be okay with that. I don't know if I'm going to use one personally. If there's a fully automatic weapon that I can control at range in a fight against a DMR, then I'm just going to always use that over a semi-auto rifle.
True. You know what I just thought about, though? I bet you almost no one tried the DMR after the Axial rework. Because it's a fuck of a lot easier to control any gun with the new Axial than the old one. So the DMR after the Axial rework probably felt like a lot less recoil.
True.
And now it actually has less recoil. This thing might be a fucking laser with an Axial now.
But the nice thing about the old Axial was that it was a semi-automatic sniper rifle that had no recoil. So it will definitely have way less visual recoil with the new Axial rework. But it's never going to be as good as it was before. Because it was literally just a Car 98 that held way more bullets and fired semi-automatic.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's that simple. That's interesting. DMR might be worth checking out, though, boys and girls.
Yeah,
and people. Yep. All right, barrels.
Others, yeah.
So the Combat Recon barrel for snipers is providing an even bigger benefit to bullet velocity across the board. So, for example, 42 to 47% buff for the Combat Recon barrel. The Ranger barrel on assault rifles now increase bullet velocity by 50%, vertical recoil control by 15%, and increases hip spread, which I assume means makes worse your hip fire, which doesn't matter, by 20%. Okay. So that's
what did Ranger do before? It was just bullet velocity, right?
Yeah. Yep. I believe so. So now
I wonder how much it increased it before.
Yeah, it's a good question. So now it just mimics a long barrel of an average MW AR. because all the long barrels for MWARs increase recoil control, and now these barrels do that as well.
Yeah.
So they're really trying to make this uniform. Yeah, that's really good. Takedown barrel for assault rifles now increases effective damage range by 35%. Oh shit, this is super interesting. Hold on. Takedown barrel. Effective damage range plus 35%. Horizontal recoil control increased by 15%. And then worse hip fire. Okay. So, if you're using a Cold War AR that has a lot of vertical recoil, use the Ranger. If it has a lot of horizontal, which most don't right now, to be fair, use
some
the
of them do.
takedown.
Like the Groza bounces around quite a bit.
That's a good point. Yeah, and the Groza, especially since you don't want to use it that far anyway, you don't care as much about velocity, you might want to use a takedown. I actually really like this change.
This is a big change. Increasing horizontal recoil control. Yeah, that's a big change. However, I still just think bullet velocity is so important, and the takedown not having a bullet velocity increase isn't great.
True.
I don't know.
I feel like it needs to give some.
Yeah, 10%, 15%. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this could be interesting for like, bullet velocity isn't that important when it comes to things like using it basically as an SMG. So
like XM4 Groza are takedown barrel guns, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, this is gonna. I mean, even now, there's people using different barrels for a lot of the Cold War weapons. So this is great. More options to choose from. Like even on the Swiss, True Game Data was saying his favorite was the reinforced heavy. I've tried the reinforced heavy. I didn't like it because of bullet velocity. I thought no, not the Swiss. It's the Cold War AK. He said the reinforced heavy, I never liked it. I felt like the bullet velocity was too slow. So his second recommended one was the Liberator barrel, which is a 20-inch barrel, and that's what I ran. So there's a lot of options out there already, and you can actually pick and choose from them. It's not like the Modern Warfare guns anymore where you use the monolithic suppressor and the longest barrel. No, you use the barrel that's going to fit the way you're going to use that weapon, whether it be a close range AR, a medium range AR, a long range AR, and you use the suppressor that's going to fit that style of play you're going for. So these are fantastic changes. Now, a random thought I just had, hey, they're putting a lot of work into all these weapons. What's going to happen when supposedly we get a Pacific-themed World War II map with World War II guns? There's no way after all these balance updates they just remove these guns, right?
I know.
Jesus Christ.
I'm thinking that too. They're going
to have to stay in. So the M1 Grand, regardless of how it was in real life, is going to have a 100-round drum magazine to compete against the AMAX.
I think they'll probably just rotate out the MW guns, but keep in the Cold War guns.
That's still possible, but yeah, I don't know. This may be a nightmare.
Yeah. Let's celebrate for now and then
mold for sure.
Later. But yeah, I mean, that is worth considering for sure.
Yeah, big changes to takedown barrel now.
This is the most among the most interesting. Reinforced heavy and or match grade barrels. They're the same thing with different names. This is for assault rifles and LMGs respectively. Increase velocity 25%, damage range 17.5, horizontal and vertical recoil control by 7.5. Decreases ADS move speed by 10%, sprint speed 2.5, decreases ADS speed by 3%, and makes worse hip fire by 25%. So this seems to be like a well-rounded long-range barrel.
I think I agree with you. Like a medium to long range. Reinforced heavy is not the barrel to use for like a close range AR build now at all, because you don't want the ADS move decrease, you don't want the sprint decrease, you don't want the ADS speed decrease. Yeah. So this could be the move for like a medium range build for sure. Medium to long range. And it gives you horizontal and vertical recoil control, which is nice. And effective damage range and bullet velocity. Those are four very important things to have on an assault rifle.
This seems like it's going to be the default assault rifle barrel if it's your primary assault rifle. Like usually you'll use this unless you have some reason you want to do something else.
I agree with you. Yeah.
This is just going to be like the one, you know.
Well, we haven't read the last barrel yet.
Okay.
I think that'll change your answer.
Task Force, Spetsnaz, Allied Month, RPK, and /CMV mil-spec barrel for ARs and LMGs.
This is the last barrel for all the guns, by the way.
Increases velocity by 50%. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, you're right. Effective damage range by 35%. Horizontal and vertical recoil control by 15%.
Wow.
And then nerfs ADS move speed by 20%, sprint speed 5%, ADS time 6%, and then 30% worse hipfire spread. Holy shit.
That's huge.
That is massive.
So I think after reading that, initial thoughts are Task Force Spetsnaz RPK mil-spec for an assault rifle is the barrel you want to use for a long-range build now.
True,
and I think
100%.
Reinforced Heavy is the barrel on assault rifles you want to use for a medium range. So you want like an XM4 medium range build, use a Reinforced Heavy. You want to use a Krig or a FARA as a long-range gun to compete versus like a Kilo or something. I mean, why did I say Kilo? I'm just thinking Kilo. To an AMAX, you'd want to use the Task Force Spetsnaz mil-spec barrel.
Yep.
Wow, these are great changes, dude.
These are great. These are excellent,
Fuck,
dude.
that'll be good for the... Oh, my God.
Cold War AK,
man.
man.
I can't wait to use the Cold War AK again. Holy shit. Hey, this is going to make the Kilo even worse, by the way, all these changes. I love it.
True.
Now that these console kids can maybe control the recoil because they have recoil, and anyone on a PC, you literally don't have recoil. If you're on a controller or KBAM, you don't have recoil on PC, by the way.
Yeah.
It just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So these are big changes.
That was us taking shots at TikTok kids, by the way, not controller users. You guys are fine. These TikTok apes are not fine. That was the joke there. That's huge. So this is the equivalent of like an M-dub longest barrel, but better actually, because it also gives horizontal control.
So, okay. So do you think there's going to be more?
Good. Oh my God, dude.
Do you think there's going to be more changes to SMGs now? Because on all the SMGs, the Task Force barrel does the opposite. It gives you a shitload of horizontal recoil and it gives you a shitload of vertical recoil.
Yeah, it's weird.
So do you think they're going to end up changing all of them? It'd be way more simple to understand if they did the same thing, right?
Yep.
So that makes me think at some point they would change the SMGs, because then it's just confusing, because it's like, what barrel do you run? Well, what type of gun is it? I guess that's fine. I guess it's not the end of the world, but it's just kind of weird they're not uniform.
It is very strange to me that this is only ARs/LMGs. Now, in their blurb here, recoil control has long been a detractor to the long-range viability of Cold War weapons. These changes will help alleviate that. So that's the reason they're doing it. And then for SMGs, that was never an issue because the Cold War SMGs are all better than every MW SMG anyway. So maybe they won't do what you're saying, but it would be nice to have some uniformity. Interesting. These are great changes, but our Cold War...
they're fantastic.
Our Cold War ARs just... dominant now. Is there a gun better than a Ram 7 now?
We're going to find out. I can't wait to use the Cold War AK with these changes.
I think it will be, dude. I think it's going to be better than the Ram 7. FARA. And the Krig and the FARA. Yep. Even the XM4 now might be fucking good.
Something I just thought of. Oh, wow.
Far range,
I hadn't thought about the XM4.
Yeah.
Yep. LMGs. So Cold War LMGs now, when the movement speed and everything was already awful, throw a mil-spec barrel on there and you get horizontal and vertical recoil control. That could be pretty nasty.
True.
That can make a stoner pretty fucking nasty for a long range build with like a 3 or 4 times optic.
True.
Because the optics changed again, and we'll get into that next year.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, these are great.
This
great
is going to
changes.
shake up the meta. I think this makes... Excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if every overpowered weapon in Season 4 is a Cold War weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Even every meta weapon. I think every meta weapon is going to be a Cold War weapon.
These barrel changes just made the AMAX not as dominant, for sure.
Not even close, yeah. Why would I use an AMAC over a Cold War AK now?
We don't know how that recoil control is actually going to translate and feel, but we'll see.
Yeah. My prediction is that unless some other shit happens that's pretty big, every meta weapon will be from Cold War. And this goes back to what we were saying, by the way, our little theory.
Black helicopters.
About them wanting to phase out MW weapons when World War II comes out, or Vanguard, whatever the fuck it's called. If you make all the MW weapons dog shit and everyone's already using Cold War weapons for 3 months before the game comes out and you phase out the MW weapons, people won't be as mad because they won't have been using them. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think the only MW weapon that's going to remain good for Season 4 is one. Can you guess what it is?
Car 98. MW weapon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
okay,
it.
yeah.
I don't think anything else is going to be that good or like worth using. This is such a giant buff to Cold War long-range ARs. Like, that's fucking insane, dude. Velocity 50%, effective damage range 35%, and then mainly the recoil control, 15% vertical and horizontal.
Jeez.
That's fucking nuts, dude. That's fucking insane. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. This is gonna, and LMGs are gonna be nasty too, like you said.
I know Task Force hits your recoil on SMGs. I don't remember what the longest barrel did before on ARs. Was it negative recoil? I honestly don't even know because sometimes I think it was negative vertical recoil control.
That's what it said, but I don't know if it actually did that.
Well, I think what they said has been right for the past few months or couple months. They changed that, I believe, didn't they? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy. Big changes. We need to see how this plays for sure, but this could be just the end of MW guns, actually, in Warzone. Like, I just don't see it. Well, I don't know. They're still just talking about how they're going to buff more weapons in the future.
That is true. That is true. So we'll see. But that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, most Cold War reticles have been updated. The axial 3x optic position shifted, and the same for the Royal and Cross 4x. Do you have any more information on this, Tanner?
I don't think there is more information until these are released.
Okay.
I'm hoping that means, well, I guess that we don't need a larger sight picture, because that's about... The axial right now is pretty in line with the VLK in terms of sight picture size, so I don't really know what this means. Literally just a different position on your screen? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully the 4X I think is awful right now, so hopefully this change does something with that, because it's really bad. It needs a larger sight picture than the 3x since it zooms more. It has like the same sight picture and zooms more, and has, well, if you're on high zoom sensitivity multiplier, like a lot of people run for snipers, then it also has less sensitivity, which just kind of throws you off when you go from a 3 to a 4 times.
Yeah,
so,
which you've been talking about, yeah.
I don't know. This will be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll make the sight picture a lot larger on the 4 times. This will be usable, because that's the only issue with it right now, is the sight picture is so small for how far it zooms in. It's, in my opinion, the roll and cross 4 times is completely unusable right now. So maybe this will make it good.
Sorry.
But,
yeah, it's possible. I am excited to see that, because you're right. I kind of want the 4x zoom sometimes, but I just opt out of trying because it's just such a shit.
Yeah.
Like bezel and sight picture and everything.
Like, I don't even pick up the ground loot AK anymore. The one that has the 4 times, because I just pick up the green Cold War AK that has the axial on it. Because I'm like, I don't want the 4 times scope. It's awful.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. The rarity colors I don't really care about, honestly, unless they add extended mags or like a better optic or something. Like a purple AK versus a green one. Like, I don't even know what the difference is. I just don't care.
It's like the optic, pretty much. That's it. I don't know. There's some other attachment on it, obviously, but I don't know. Yeah. Next up here is underbarrel changes.
Okay. For
the snipers. This is pretty interesting. So the bruiser grip for snipers. Aiming stability increased from 10% to 19%.
Wow.
Pretty damn good.
That's what I've been using
Pretty
anyway.
damn good.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty damn good.
By the way, dude, I think you've been setting up the Swiss the same way as me, which is 5 milliwatt for increased stability and ADS time, and the bruiser grip for movement speed, which doesn't really matter, and aim stability. The Swiss now, with a Bruiser 5 milliwatt pre-patch, is very little idle sway. So now, it's going to be even less.
Yeah, I've been using Dropshot wrap because that was Bango's setup he gave me, and I just haven't tried anything else since I used that, and it's felt really, really good. But I think I'm going to go to Bruiser Grip now and try that. Because I don't think it really needs... Dropshot wrap doesn't add that much for ADS time, or it doesn't decrease ADS time by that much anyways, really. So it already ADS is so fast, I don't think I need it, so I'm going to try Bruiser Grip for sure on the Swiss.
I've been doing Combat Recon, Silencer, 5 mil, Serpent Wrap, and Bruiser Grip. You might be using a magazine attachment, which you don't need to.
I was using Sound Suppressor, Combat Recon, 5 milliwatt Raider Pad, Dropshot Wrap.
Oh, okay.
And it's fucking fun to use. Great mobility, great ADS movement, great ADS time.
I think you might want to drop the stock for Bruiser more than the...
But honestly, I haven't seen an issue with aiming stability. I've never really paid attention to it, which to me means that it hasn't been that bad and I just haven't noticed it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Either way, this is a good change. And
this is a great change, yeah.
It might mean more for guns like a ZRG that has like a lot of idle sway. This is going to help out, you know?
Exactly, yep.
So either way, this will be good. I'm excited. Rose's Rook skin has received material updates to increase visibility.
Let's go.
Well, hold on. Let's hold your horses there.
Well,
because I've seen that patch note before and not a goddamn thing changed.
It did not change at all, literally.
So, I actually don't believe them.
Wonder what they changed.
That's exactly my point. They didn't go into enough detail to convince me that this is real and true. I bet you the rose skin is still impossible to see, and it's still the best skin.
Unless they just turned it from like black to light gray, then yeah, there's nothing they can do that's going to make it that much better. Because also people don't know about that one dark skin that you run. What is that one from?
Oh,
maybe we shouldn't tell everyone, but it's just as dark as rose, and people don't run that one. Yeah.
I don't know what it's from. I've had it for a long time. I think it was an old store bundle.
I think it's one of the Milsim operators, actually. And I think people just don't use it because Rose looks smaller because she's a skinny little female, and so it looks smaller. So I think people tend to use that. But the one you use is just as dark as Rose. Yep. You can't see it in corners.
It is a Milsim operator, yeah.
Yeah, so all this Rose talk is needed, and it's fine, but also... once Rose goes away, they could add an orange fucking construction vest on her. Somebody will find another operator that's just as dark, that's just blends in as well, and then we're going to be on that for a while.
That's a good point too. Yeah, there are a couple just black operator skins because people like how that looks.
Yeah, because we've had Rose for a year and 3 months now, and they're just now getting around again to trying to nerf it so the visibility's better. So. There will just be another operator out there that's impossible to see. So you're right. This doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I agree with that too. The problem is, unless you take out all black operators, then this doesn't matter. Because just like Tanner said, the sweats are going to find another all black operator, and they're going to be just as hard to see.
One of the TikTok kids will have a video out by 10 o'clock tonight saying what the new best operator to run is.
Yeah. So cool, but whatever. But Rose is still going to be really good, and I don't believe this patch note. Then three other new operators as well, and then that's that. That is that. Whew. Big patch, little buddy.
Yeah.
Real fucking big patch.
Now, there's two major things on here that I didn't hear, and I'm fucking furious about.
Okay.
Number one, I already said it. Dead silence. There was no mention of dead silence being nerfed, but yet there was a mention of self-revived. Hey, Raven, I find dead silences 5-1 compared to self-res, so I don't know why you felt the need to decrease that. Sure, decrease it. That's fine with me. But fucking get rid of dead silence or just make them the same spawn rate of stopping power, because I've found stopping power twice since you nerfed that. So please do something about it.
True.
I hate it. And second of all, not a single mention of the awful Verdansk lighting.
Yeah.
Probably the second biggest complaint all the big content creators have had, besides cheaters, obviously, which aren't going away. We're going to get killed by cheaters tonight, 100%.
100%.
That's the next biggest thing you've heard people complain about, is the fucking visibility in the sun right now. So there's no mention of that. However, I'm trying to stay positive on that, because they didn't mention rebirth changes before rebirth lighting was changed as well. They mentioned it like a day or two later or something.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
So I'm hoping and praying. But also, if you changed it, why not just put that in the patch notes and get people excited ahead of time? I don't get it, you know?
I agree. Yeah. It's possible that we have better lighting once this patch comes out, but I doubt it. But it is possible. It would be in line with what they did with Rebirth, because they didn't mention that until after the fact. So, yeah, let's hope and Nostum pray. F's in the chat for that emote. Yeah. So
what happened to that emote?
That'll be good. I don't know. I went to a different thing or something. I don't care. But yeah, those are the Warzone Season 4 patch notes. All in all, very good. The only complaint I have is that, like Tanner said, they didn't mention that they're changing the lighting. They didn't mention an anti-cheat. And the fucking downtown tower they're keeping, that's a change it, which they didn't change.
Oh, yeah.
That's my only real complaint here. Everything else sounds like it's either good, neutral, or indeterminate. The indeterminate things being the red doors and potentially the satellite loot. It might be a little too good, but I probably doubt it. But the main thing that's indeterminate is the red doors to me. But all in all, a very good patch, I would say. And I'm very excited. And even if not everything is perfect, as we always say, I'm greatly appreciative of and respect Raven's willingness to actually do a good job on patch notes, be thorough, and explain their thought process, and explain what they plan for the future. Like, oh, hey guys, I know that we just buffed the Scar. You might be thinking it's still dog shit. That's because it is. But don't worry, it's because we're setting it up for another change in the future. Great! Now we know! So I know that the Scar is still dog shit and you didn't do enough, but at least I understand that we all agree you're going to do more later. So I'm happy to know that it's dog shit.
Maybe, yeah.
So I'm happy about this. As always, kudos to Raven. I'm very excited to play the game. What weapon are you most excited to use?
Cold War AK with the new barrels, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, and the Krig and the Farah. Farah I love, but the reload time is just awful. The Fastamag makes it a little bit better, doesn't hit your ADS time that much, so I'm excited to run that some more. Krig, I haven't experimented with much. I know a lot of people love it. I've used it a small amount. It's fully leveled up. I've never been a huge fan of it, so I want to try that some more. Excited to see the Swiss changes. Maybe even fuck around and try like a stoner build or something as like a long range alternative to a sniper rifle with these changes. Maybe it has no recoil at that range with like a 4 times or something if that's actually updated in the way I hope it is. It won't be.
I'm excited as fuck, dude.
But yeah, the update should be rolling out actually in about 1 minute. So
yep. My build is gonna be fucking, I don't know. I think what I'm most excited for, or my first loadout I'm gonna try, Stoner Milano, dude.
Yeah.
Stony Baloney with a Milano. I want to try the fuck out of that. Because you're right, dude. With these new barrels, the Stoner is going to be fucking nasty, hopefully. And the Milano is going to be maybe fine. It'll maybe be usable. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
By the way, Tanner, if you're like testing when the patch goes live, please interrupt me and tell me as soon as it is so I can make sure I'm updating. I see you just came online.
Yeah, I mean mine's open. It's not updating yet for me.
Just let me know.
Yeah, it'll take a few minutes.
But what were you gonna say?
Nothing. I was gonna say the Milano did get buffed more than like any other gun.
True.
I'm curious to see how good that's gonna be. Somebody else is gonna have to test that for me though, because mine's level 4 or 3. So somebody do that for me, please.
Yeah, for sure. So that's it for patch notes, and we're you wanna game? Little fucking gaming sesh once this goes live, bitch.
I mean, if you're gonna stream it, I'm not gonna stream the gameplay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna play though. We still have one more little news topic to cover. It'll take a few minutes.
Let's get into it, Tanner.
Yeah. So news and upcoming changes. We have one article here. There was about no news this week. As from Charlie Intel, Call of Duty leaker claims Vanguard Warzone will be Firestorm with more players. So friend of the pod, Tom Henderson, this is what he had to say. He had a little tweet about this. The more that I hear about the Pacific-themed Warzone map, the more I like it. It sounds like it's going to be a lot like Firestorm with limited destruction, more vehicle play, and more players. They are definitely changing the formula to keep people playing.
And then he spelled Vanguard wrong, by the way.
I hate it. Don't bring more vehicles to a fucking BR. Why? They're already random enough as it is. Oh, cool. The first person to get a tank is going to win the fucking game.
Yep.
Please, Raven. Please, Activision. Do not do this, bro. Leave it infantry based as it is. I fucking hate this. Stop trying to be like Battlefield because you're not good at it. Leave Battlefield to have their overpowered dog shit tanks, airplanes, whatever, and leave COD as it is. Infantry based gunplay. Because in my opinion, Call of Duty gunplay is better than Battlefield. Battlefield vehicle play is miles better than Call of Duty. Just fucking stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. Also, little thought here. Cool. Notice he said limited destruction, more players. Okay. Somebody's on an Xbox One designed in 2014. How are they going to play the game?
Yeah.
I mean, they want 120 field of view. They want destruction, a larger map, more players. You're down to 11 frames from 18.
Yeah.
It's barely playable for you. What are they going to do? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
One thing, by the way, Tanner, according to chat, we can start updating Warzone now. Not for me.
It's not working for me either. Yeah.
So, cool.
They always say at 9 p.m. the update's live. It never goes live on Battle.net's like 5 minutes later. I think you may have to launch it sometimes.
Yeah, I've been relaunching it and I haven't no luck yet. But anyways, on this topic, one thing if Call of Duty put into its next BR tanks, I think people would hate it a lot. So much so that even Activision, I don't think, is going to fuck this up. So what this could mean is that there's going to be destructible environments like Battlefield has. And there's going to be more vehicles, but they're going to be transport-only vehicles.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as there's not vehicles with guns on them, which is what I'm scared of and what he makes this sound like.
He does make it sound like that, but he didn't actually say it.
But if it were just transport vehicles, then why even put that in there? I mean, there's no point in him even saying that they're just transport vehicles. Also, he added a few little images there to give you like a taste of what it would be, and there's an image of a tank.
It's working. Check for updates.
So cool.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Yeah. I wish you would be clear that up and say whether the vehicles actually shoot things and how they would balance that. But if this is true, the best case scenario would mean more vehicles, but none of them shoot weapons. And there are also destructible environments now, so you can like RPG a building and it gets destroyed or something. That's the best case scenario interpretation of this tweet.
Yeah.
I don't know what to believe though. Because this is also him saying it sounds like. So this is a lot. This is like secondhand of secondhand. So
Exactly.
You know,
He's trustworthy though, for sure.
He is trustworthy, but I wouldn't put too much stock in this right now.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think people would be so fucking mad if they put tanks in a BR that they won't do it. Even Activision, I don't think, is dumb enough to do that.
I would think they aren't. So hopefully that is just what he means. Huge, massive cringe, if not.
True. Yeah.
Unless a tank blows up. Yeah. Unless a tank takes the same amount of damage as a SUV, I don't want him in there, right? If I could just shoot it and blow it up in like 60 bullets, then fine, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know they wouldn't do that. They'd be like the current MW tanks in Ground War, which are cringe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So, I don't know.
BattleNet fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Goes from 100 megabytes per second, now it's down to 7 for me. It's so bad.
I'm copying data.
Mine already did that. Now I'm actually updating the game.
Oh, interesting. Must be nice.
BattleNet's the only application that just throttles the hell out of my download speeds when other people are doing it. It gets so low.
It's cringe, yeah. Okay, now I'm doing it. Yeah. 33 megs. Cringe.
It'll go down, don't worry.
Oh, trust me. This isn't my first BattleNet radio.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately. So, all right. Yeah. So hopefully that's not true. We'll see. We'll have obviously more to talk about as Vanguard leaks roll in. However, don't expect them today because season 4 is coming today. So that's what everyone's been a buzz about on.
Any buzzers?
Of course, the internet. So. All right, with that said, we're not doing iTunes reviews and we're not doing a gameplay breakdown this week because of Season 4, which we are downloading now, and I'm going to stream some of it this evening, right after this program. So, with that said, for you podcast fucking listeners, okay, that's it.
See ya.
That's it. See ya. So, reminder, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're going to get some games in. We are very curious to see what these changes are going to feel like in practice. So we'll have a lot more to say about this either on Saturday or in a Patreon episode or both. I think it's going to be both. So tune in on Saturday for your regularly scheduled programming, and we will talk more about Season 4 with respect to Warzone and or Cold War. So thedropshot.com, you can find all of our stuff there. We've got links to our YouTube, our TikTok, our RSS feed, our links on Spotify, all that shit. And also our Patreon, which is the best way to support the program, patreon.com/thedropshot, or you can go to thedropshot.com and find the link there. We have bonus episodes, 5 a month. We have weekly hangouts. We have gameplay breakdowns. We have live chats, live call-ins, a ton of shit. And that is the best way for you to support the program, and it's the best way for us. You get the most out of it, which is fun and exciting, and also we get the most out of it. So if you wanted to waste some money on this dog shit podcast, patreon.com/thedropshot should be your first stop. So with that said, boys and girls, that is it. We are done. We're going to hop into the video game.
Well, when it's done updating in an hour.
When it is, of course, done updating. So thank you, boys and girls, all of you, for watching. Thank you for listening. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, we have tournaments too. Stay humble.
Stay humble.